my corpulence. Yes.
Yeah. All right. From there, you have to manifest your desire, and then from there you have to manifest your will,
Mm-hmm.
and then from there you got to take action.
Desire,
What's the
will, action,
transition from
triad.
desire to will? Like,
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not so much a transition as it is the two working in tandem. The desire
Yeah.
is the female aspect, and the action is the male aspect. When the two come together perfectly, the God man on earth is born.
You know,
I
yeah. I
concur.
mean,
There's
yeah.
three
yeah,
abstract
but for
in a
you,
triad.
because you're the expert. If you want to, be vulnerable, you went from desire X to will Y to
To
Z.
so
Prophet.
Z
So-
is
Prophet.
God-man Z. What's the final
No.
point?
We're
Prophet.
talking about how Flame approaches getting something out of using his sex drive to accomplish a goal.
You're trying to like get this bitch to like dump her boyfriend and marry you?
No, we're not.
I do want to remind everybody that
We're
we
not talking about that
are
anymore.
live
Now
right
I'm
now.
asking-
This
now I'm asking
is
Flame
Tape
upon her
Eaters, baby. We are here live on YouTube. It's great to be here. We got Scar in the chat. Whoop whoop. Rainbow Trout be out there smoking on a whack piece. I don't know if that's I don't know what that's referring to. Who we got? We got in the call right now. We got our boy Flame Upon Herb.
greetings.
We got Southern Polak.
What's up?
K98 is here.
Yo.
Shakti is here.
Hello.
And we have our esteemed guest from the chat, our boy Uma. What's up, dude?
Special guest.
Special guest with that special sauce, dude. Bringing it to us.
Sauce. I got a story for everyone.
Can't
We'll
wait
let
to
it.
hear
We'll let
it.
it
Let's
develop.
let's
We'll
hear
let
it.
it develop naturally.
Exciting.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, where the fuck do we begin on this evening? Let's talk about current events. Dude, a bunch of people got shot again.
Tie up.
Who cares? They're dead. Forget about them. Let's move on. They're dead already.
Next thing.
Let's go on with our lives. Who cares?
Old news.
All right. So what's the hot take on the shooting? Dude was a Fed.
It's a fair.
You heard the
He's
take. You know
it's
the take.
weird.
You know the take
Fucking
well.
weird.
Why-
Banal pornography.
All right. Polak. Why is it a Fed?
Oh, my
I-
thinking was if you read his fucking manifesto, it's very like a secretary wrote it. It's fucking weird, dude. Like, and everything he talks about on his gun is like what they want to ban. Like,
He literally goes through
Blast
piece by
fire,
piece
yes.
on the weapon
Yes.
he used at a mass shooting in
Yes.
fucking Buffalo, New York. Goes piece by piece
Yes.
on his fucking weapon, describing exactly why it's like the perfect thing for a mass shooting and why it should be banned. Essentially,
yeah, exactly. Yes. Like, it's like a fucking gun bill. Like, if you read it's weird. I was
Dude,
saying,
Well, I
yeah.
have an agenda.
And here's a dude who says that he found 4chan in 2020. Like, dude,
Yeah.
relate to the fucking party, bro. 4chan's already all
what
bots.
new fag?
It's dead.
It's
Yeah, like
Robocake.
he found 4chan's fucking corpse. I mean, basically.
You know what's interesting about that is that what's left on 4chan is a bunch of bots. So it's interesting if 4chan is so astroturfed and botified. If this guy is legit, that some new friend can find 4chan in 2020, and he's so mind controlled just by the algorithms and by bots that something like that ends up happening.
I mean, yeah.
No,
Like the
I
bots made that happen, basically. Like the algorithm produced that guy.
I basically agree. And the thing is, like, whether he's, I don't think this is some, like, FBI agent who did this. No, it was some guy who was probably tricked into doing it by a weird fucking echo chamber
he
they
was
were
coached.
placed in, like, on purpose.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think corporations and federal agencies have developed this type of thing. I can guarantee you that's the case.
Well, they definitely run the bots on 4chan.
Furry
so-
deepfake fed,
Yeah,
I believe,
yeah.
is what Chad's saying about Chat's saying. Chad chat. Welcome to the Chad chat, everybody.
One,
You guys
one way,
tell me.
one way or another, this guy was
Chad chat.
motivated and pushed on by feds, whether it's controlling the algorithms and the bots, or some sketchy guy in his Discord or whatever.
I read like
They had
two
a hand in it
sentences.
regardless.
I read two sentences of it, and like the first two sentences was like, I was led by the memes and the this, and then they showed me this and that, and I was like, what the fuck? This just sounds like exactly like something I don't know that somebody. It just sounded like they want what they wanted to
Well,
hear.
this is your
That's what-
fucking
that's what
midterm
fucking-
shooting, dude. This is your midterm fucking shooting. Like that's how bad this is.
Yeah.
It's just like on up.
Right.
Must be a fucking shooting. It's time for a fucking duh. That's how bad this shit is.
I was
Time
on
to
4chan,
spook the
and then
Goyim.
I was originally on 4chan for good reasons, and then after I went to the political section, and then I learned about the Great Replacement theory and about how whites were this,
Right.
and like
Just
a
your
lot
normal
of memes
Republican.
educated me, and it was memes, and it was anonymous forums, and then
Yep.
I got all these.
Feedback.
I got an
Convenient.
assault
Really
rifle, and
convenient.
then I got all these things for my assault rifle, and
Yeah.
and it's like check, check, check,
Really
check,
convenient.
check, check. So it's like if it wasn't a federal agent, I mean, and look, I have sympathy and empathy for the people that were killed. Yeah, I don't. We gotta say that shit. But no, I did. I don't
Dog,
even know who was. But
I
like,
will be
saw a
flat
post
out
was
right. I
like,
don't.
there's this
I have
old
no
lady
more
that,
sympathy
like,
fucking left. I have
groceries
no
and
more
shit.
tears. I don't have a
It's great.
single tear I can fucking cry left. I don't have any of it. I don't have any of it. It's also
Yeah, I
fucking
just don't
meaningless.
care
It's
either,
fucking
man.
dust
Yeah,
in the
I mean,
fucking
like-
wind. How do I go and count the
You can't
fucking
even-
the
you
fucking
can't
pieces
even
of sand on the
comment on it.
beach?
You can't
Is it
even
real? Is it
comment.
not? Who cares? Right?
can't
Don't
It's like it's
know,
getting
like, that's the
simulated.
thing.
Like I'm so numb to this shit. I feel you, dude. And that's not fucking
Yeah.
right.
I feel like you can't even comment on all the fucking weird shit that's going on about it unless you first like acknowledge the fucking biography and life story about somebody who got killed and why it matters and get everybody like the people like, oh, he cares, and then you can talk about like why it's, fucking strange.
Yeah,
What are you talking about?
I mean, we
What do you mean?
disregard
Yeah,
all
I
of these
mean,
rules.
yeah.
That's like why this show exists. Like I don't know. I don't care about any of these. I have no fucking sympathy at all. I'll go out there and cry over every single fucking piece of sand on the fucking beach before I'll cry about all these people being shot because there's the same amount of them. Can't ever get to them all. Like, dude, I'll cry about the fucking state of my life. Like, fuck these people. My life's in shambles too. Like, everything's fucked up. I don't even know where to begin, dude.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
this-
but
this-
that's the thing. That's what I was getting at. Like, this dude, instead of fucking like reading into stuff and like, let's assume like it's 100% what the fucking media says it is, right?
Well,
Let's say that. Yeah, it's not. But let's just pretend. Yeah, like even if that's the case, like this fucking dude let some guy on the internet talk him into like throwing his life away and like killing old white people in a fucking supermarket. Or
That's
like
crazy.
no, yeah, like if you look at the people he killed, most of them are like old white people, or at least from
Yeah.
the stuff I saw.
I saw
and
the
like, that's-
video.
yeah,
I
that's-
don't even remember seeing a black person in the video, but apparently
There
there's a
were.
bunch
Yeah.
of them.
There were, yeah.
Or like,
Yeah,
they
there
were like,
definitely were.
It was definitely a black
Yeah.
area, no doubt
was
about
race
it.
part of his deal? I don't know.
Yeah, oh god, yes.
was
Yeah,
his deal.
yeah. That
His
was, like,
dude,
main
yeah.
His
thing.
fucking manifesto was typed up by federal agents on 4chan. Like, of course, race was a fucking
Yeah.
big deal, dude.
And to act
Like,
like
yeah,
the
and, you know-
FBI doesn't like manipulate and try to force mentally ill people to become
people,
terrorists is what I mean. You've been living under a rock. If you're this shit, I mean, it's like I don't know.
It's very
That's
commonplace
the
in our
thing, yeah.
society today. It's a problem.
And dude, this is the issue is that they'll weaponize these
And-
autistic
and-
people, and that autistic guy will go shoot up the local grocery store. Meanwhile, Michael Schneider is just walking the streets, and Chris Chan is in fucking jail. Like, you gotta find the real targets here, dude.
And then the
Right, right.
solution
Get
to
Michael
all
Schneider
these
under
mass
arrest.
shootings
Yeah,
is to like
Gotta go
take
blast the
the
game
fucking
place.
weapons to make
Fucking yeah.
assault rifles illegal. All these attachments to assault rifles illegal, and so it sort of is like. We told you this was going to happen. We told you that fucking domestic terrorism is a problem. We told you that,
So,
and then it's going to lead
is it
into fucking
aliens
digital
or is it
IDs,
demons?
and it's
All
going to
right.
fucking lead into
Well,
like
here's
this
the
mass
question.
control of
Here's
the
a question.
population.
We fucking some guy shoots up a fucking Walmart or whatever the fuck, and everyone's up in arms. What would happen if a Supreme Court justice got his dome capped? What would the response be? What would the response be by the public? But what would be the response by us? Because it seems like that whole thing kind of got covered up by this. Like there are people out there protesting outside of Supreme Court justices' houses, and it almost seems like the system wanted like those guys to start catching fucking bullets. But like, if that happened, they would probably fucking sweep it right under the rug somehow.
I don't know. You know what I think is
Yeah,
that
like, I-
they don't
would
they,
be
they act
packaged
kind of
and celebrated.
differently. They act kind of differently with things that they can't control. They don't control because I think they don't want people to like get emboldened by actual people, doing actual vigilante stuff on places, I don't know, like the Federal Reserve or something like that.
But
But
do you think they wanted these motherfuckers protesting outside the Supreme Court justices' houses in light of that? The leak
how do we
with
know
abortion?
they're not controlling that one? What's the hallmark of a thing that they don't control? How do they behave differently towards that?
Like I was saying, like I think when you see something that gets swept under the rug, that the narrative isn't like the Las Vegas thing, for example. I don't think that was something that they controlled. The narrative. Whoa, no motive. Forget about that. Memory hold.
Yeah.
The whole thing is fucking super crazy. Like the shit from that. Good God. Like a fucking 59-year-old man hauls 800 pounds of guns and ammunition up.
My
all
take
those
on that is
stairs.
that he's a mind control victim and he was being used for a hit.
If a Supreme Court justice got a bullet in its head, it would sort of be packaged as a celebration and a memorial at the same time. Like it would be
imagine if they shot
if
they shot a fucking Republican justice in the fucking head and killed him. That shit would absolutely be celebrated. And I don't know on what levels, like officially celebrated, the celebration would be enabled by the establishment. That's for goddamn sure.
No, it would be a celebration, absolutely. But people would be like, "What's the world come to?" And then somebody would be arrested, and but all fist bumping under the table, like "fuck you."
We got the homies in the chat.
Meanwhile, we
Jamie's
got
in
our
the chat.
skateboard
Total
parade.
Tendies is in the chat. Midwest Vikinger. I've been kind of falling behind. There's some people they're going off in the chat, and I appreciate it, dude. My voice is all fucked up, as you can hear. I did the one thing I could think of to make it better and started huffing nitrous oxide.
Where's Greasy? Whoop, whoop.
He's around. Greasy's welcome to join. Whatever. He knows that.
This case was tailor-made for the FBI domestic terror plan. I totally agree, Rainbow Trout. I mean, if you read, whatever the fuck the domestic terrorist fucking whatever bullshit that was signed in, I mean, it's like exactly what they predicted and wanted.
Very fucking convenient. Which is, what's weird is this kid was 18, right? So if he was being honeypotted, they were fucking with this kid when he was 16. He was underage when he was a minor. They're getting him to do this shit.
Man, I wish this podcast was a honeypot.
Fix my mic. Does chat really think my mic sounds bad, or is it my voice? Which is it?
His
My
voice
mic
is
sound
a little
bad?
bit hoarse this evening.
Oh, your mic sounds fine.
Alright. Greasy's fucking me up in the chat. He's lying to me. All right, go on. Who was talking? Somebody else
Just
talking.
greasing around.
Infographics radicalized me. Yeah.
Infographics.
That's true. That's funny as fuck. I used to give Matt shit all the goddamn time. Matt would be on my podcast and be like, I have a fucking hot take. And I'd be like, oh, you get it from an infographic? And that was like my response to that. Now the memes are real.
Yeah,
Well, that's what German idealism is all about.
I hate to admit, a year back, I wrote some fucking essay for school, and then the infographics video came out, and it was the exact same thing, and I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me. And I rethought my life, and now I unsubscribed, and because if you're on the same wavelength as infographics.
All I can say is I watched one of their videos about guns on the shitter, and it was full of wrong shit. So
No, they're so full of wrong shit.
Scar says in before Matt shoots up a GameStop for PS5s.
Did they have that? Did they have
No, they don't have PS5s in Ohio. They haven't come out in Ohio yet. They're like a year behind.
So they don't come with the HRT that PS5s come with.
No. You gotta pre-order that shit. It'll be out in a year.
It's the premium.
Yeah.
Got a PS5.
So while we're still talking about this dumb fucking shooting that I'm totally sick of talking about, I gotta get my bit in. So Bob Marley predicted this. A lot of people don't know this. Bob Marley predicted this shooting in his 1979 smash hit Buffalo Shooter. Buffalo Shooter, federal agent, posting on 4chan. Shooting up the grocery store. Yeah. So that was my only content for this show.
Birds aren't real.
I want to hear the Buffalo Soldier.
Hey! We got a fucking We got a donation, everybody. This one means a lot to me. Let me pull this up so I can make sure I can fucking... Oh, this was a good one. This is a funny donation. I wonder who did this. One of the boys, maybe? Maybe some sort of enemy. Some sort of gang stalker out there in Dono Land giving me money. Some shady shit. I gotta log on to fucking Stream Elements. Here's the thing. I never expected to get any fucking donations tonight. So now that I did, thank you very much.
You see, it's because your website is on a Russian server, so Putin now considers you an ally.
I think my website works now, by the way. Matteo Disto Fago, I'm gonna say, which isn't exactly, you can put it together. He tips $4.20 and says, "I'm gay, you're all feds."
Is that
Fair
Raziel?
enough, man. Fair point.
Yeah.
Is that Raziel?
No.
You guys gonna blow.
Matt.
You guys gonna
It
blow
wasn't
Yak's
actually
brains
Matt.
out. You give him too much money. He's gonna buy more nitric sauce.
That's
Nitric
it.
oxide
That's
and
it. I'm putting the
fucking-
barrel in my mouth right now.
Get that voice deep.
Get the voice deep. I got to do a couple of them like real fast. though.
Dude, back to back right now.
All right. But you guys
Come
gotta, you guys
Everybody
gotta
watch
full
it
time.
intently.
Can't just be fucking dead air while I'm doing.
Oh no,
this.
I'll hit this. I'll hit this Delta 8 while he's doing that.
Birds aren't real.
Can't be dead air.
Play some epic music.
Well, you know, we get
Dead air, Kimosabi. Dead air. Do another one. Hold on.
Based.
Tell us about Bigfoot.
How do we play music? Somebody play like the Star Wars
Oh, that
theme
was
song
bad.
or something.
I shouldn't have done
Chat, donate money to make me fish out like a retard. Flop around like a fish in the fucking dock.
Guys, how do you play music?
that. Joying over here.
If you fucking
What's the
keep
command?
donating, I won't stop doing fucking charges. You'll get to see me fucking just flop over like a piece of shit.
You're starting to sound like a slow-mo fucking voice changer.
He's gonna
Do
be like
I
a
sound like a
vaporwave track.
slow-mo?
It sounded like a slow-mo
Do
voice
I?
changer.
Should I read my audiobooks like this?
Pretty much.
Damn, that's like
Shit.
Darth
Or the
Vader
intro
without
anyway.
the asthma.
I'm still going and they haven't donated anymore.
You know,
It's all real, right?
I kind of
It's the first of
giggled
many
when Darth
donations.
Vader was in pain and he was like all fucking crippled and cut up and white and like burned and like sewed. You know, Darth Vader's suit was actually, designed to restrict his power.
I am on nitrous.
Like if Darth Vader's suit was designed to like channel his force energy
Pumps
to be
nitrous
more
in their suit.
powerful, Palpatine, dude, fuck Disney. Disney basically like fucking ruined.
Disney!
Fuck, I don't even consider the Disney Star Wars is to be a thing.
Guys,
Disney's
It's
bullshit.
It's not
Lego's
canon.
bullshit.
Not
It's
canon.
all evil. It's all connected to cyber cities. Is that what it is? You know,
What are
technology.
you new to
cities?
this?
yeah,
Someone's
Well,
talking
yesterday?
about
Is this the Huff
technology
Nitrous
cities?
music?
You don't know what
yeah,
Theosophy
yeah,
is or the
put the
Lucius
music
Trust?
up.
You
Put the
don't know
music
who
up
Alice
on the
Bailey
street.
is?
Crank it and
It's
just
fucking
freak
You know who
out.
Alice
Somebody
Bailey
said
is?
George Floyd.
Hit them
Somebody
cards.
said
George Floyd.
Keep the talking going for me, boys.
Lucius Trust, guys, the World Health Organization, and satanic organization. You can check
Hey,
it.
what about the new world, the World Health
The
Organization?
new world, George Floyd?
What about the new World Health Organization that was, what's that new law? The World Health Organization shit. I
The
gotta
new
find
treaty,
it.
the new treaty that the World Health Organization.
You want the people to listen to this while I'm huffing nitrous?
Laws in case
This
of
is the
pandemic.
audio you want
So
them
if there's the
listening to?
flu-
These retards talking about the WHO? If that's what everybody wants on my podcast, give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah, Barber.
We got 12 viewers.
Yeah, we got 12.
Now, Blame,
Last-
you want me to continue
Yeah,
doing
no.
these nitrous charges, but you have to understand this is a video podcast, and if these retards are going to keep saying boring shit while I'm here huffing nitrous oxide, you better keep that conversation interesting for me, brother. You hear me?
We all
Keep
know
it
that
interesting.
the
Tell
World
us
Health
about the World
Organization.
Health Organization that wants to override federal and state laws and implement voluntary. No,
We got the World Health Organization. They're going to implement the new world order, brother.
Organization is the new global world order. This is Alex Jones 2.0.
Yeah, they totally want to do that. Alex Jones is a plant by the CIA to make us all look
Yeah.
like
Alex Jones is
kooks.
a plant by the CIA, but he sure dropped some nuggets on us, motherfuckers.
Isn't he?
It's true.
I like
It's
him.
true.
Did
It
you
is-
put
he
the
is
music
meme-
up?
Okay,
You made a good
Me-
choice.
He could be a
the memes
plant,
are
he
always
could be
good
whatever,
about-
but he dropped some nuggets for us, and that's all we need to know. And
Okay.
he dropped some nuggets so much to the point
He's
where
a
the
nugget
streamer influencers now, like Hassan or fucking all these bullshit ass gay ass streamers that are making money from Jeff Bezos' asshole shitting out gold coins, you know, cryptocurrency coming out of their fucking dick holes. Well, guess what? They're all saying Alex Jones was a great entertainer because Alex Jones is undeniably
He was.
dropping some real shit. Although he may have been a CIA, whatever the fuck he was, he
Look, he might have been gay. He might have been jerking off
And we're
the tranny board. But you know what? Alex Jones was the only one not turning fucking frogs gay. All the frogs were gay. Oh, they were all gay, except for the frogs that I
8-inch
was
ass hair
feeding like little baby
ass hairs
birds.
of Bigfoot. We're smelling. We're picking up the fucking dingleberries of Bigfoot.
There
We're
you
eating
go.
them. It's all leads to the CIA.
You know it.
Now, Flame was the one
Yeah,
with the
yeah,
brilliant
yeah.
suggestion for me to sit here huffing nitrous oxide while other people talk, but I don't think that's working so good anymore.
No, it's not. I'm sorry. I started dominating.
No,
I think if
What
you
you have
just
to
play it-
understand
I
is
think if you
that
just play
my
the music-
inclination is, oh,
That
you're
was
telling me to
great.
do drugs? I'll just do more
Some of the
drugs. I'll just
best
keep doing
fucking
drugs. I'll just stop podcasting and just keep doing drugs. That's fine.
That was some of the best fucking rant I've heard in a while. It really was Alex Jones-esque.
Wasn't it?
He's an entertainer. Alex Jones is a great entertainer.
Sometimes it's fucking terrible. His best is when he's unintentionally being terrible at it, though.
What is this fucking
You got
shitty
music in
now?
the background.
I gotta. Yeah, no, it's killing me. I hate it too.
It's bad.
All right, we're back.
Who put
Okay.
that shit in? Was that just the owner of fucking whatever?
That
this
was
website
Flame
is?
giving me the fucking huff nitrous oxide music. I think it was at least.
I'm playing it right now, dude.
I know, but what do you
turn
want
the
me to
music
do?
up.
Sit here just huffing nitrous, not saying anything? Is that
Hey,
the plan?
listen to the music. No,
Just
you're not.
OD,
Dude,
with
just
the
just
music
put the
on
music
and
on,
just
yeah.
ascend.
Chat, is that what you want for me to just blare the music and huff nitrous oxide and not say
Yeah,
anything for the
yeah.
rest of the show?
It's a bit. No,
It's
no.
a bit.
Don't do it for
Doing the
rest of
bit,
show,
guys.
I
just
feel like
do it.
extraterrestrials would materialize on stream and like just take your soul with them with that music in the
Speaking
background.
Okay,
It
well,
makes
if
sense.
we're gonna be if we're gonna be
Paranormal
summoning
story time.
extraterrestrials,
We got
if we're gonna be
another.
summoning
Paul?
extraterrestrials.
Guys,
I demand a big titty Palladian.
We got
girlfriend.
another donation, boys. We got from Bacon Bits, tipping $6.90. Nice. I'll suck the dick, just present it. Bacon Bits says. Thank you, Bacon
This
Bits.
is getting gay.
Do you mean by dick? Do you mean extra large clitoris?
No.
That's true. Sped is fucking. He's banking on me getting evicted for this stream. We're gonna get too out of hand.
You
Oh,
know,
you ain't seen
clits-
shit yet, boys. You ain't seen a
clits are actually
fucking
dick.
thing. Goddamn
Oh,
nothing.
he's broke out the vodka. The inner
Paranormal
Pollock
stories
thing.
time.
Donate. Oh wow, are we shilling?
You don't want me breaking out the vodka too.
No, I actually didn't show anything. You don't have to pay me to drink vodka. I just do it. It's awesome. It's called drinking vodka.
$1 per shot. How
Goddamn.
fucked up do you
If
not
I was
get?
smart, I'd be sitting here doing like every donation. I'll do fucking more nitrous. If I were intelligent. But no, I just do the drugs. It just happens automatically.
$1. Come on.
Once.
No, let's be like the fucking what is it? Who's that guy that was like friends with Trump that was like sweating like fucking tan oil and like farted in court? Who's that guy? Giuliani.
I think I might have
I
just
saw-
drank
he was
too
like-
much vodka really fast.
Giuliani, he's like farting in court hearings, you know. I mean, like
Was it
whatever.
Pretty
All I
basic.
know is
Yeah,
he
it's
was on
awesome.
a gold. He was on a gold commercial, and you know, and he was saying
That
you
Irish
know,
guy? What's his
if
name?
Giuliani can do it, we can do it. Every $1, Yakov will take a shot.
I'll do. Here's the thing. What's a good donation here? Like, is if I get a decent donation here, like
$3?
I'll go full on, dude. I'll do an entire cartridge Oh, I can't do that. My lungs don't
Well,
work
hold on,
this well.
hold on now.
I'll do-
Hold on now.
What do I do? Look, I'm just gonna do the drugs anyway. It's not like I have to offer you anything.
I'll tell you what.
Can't be
I'll
bought.
tell you what. I want to hear Flame's story about
a
how he turns his cum into muscles, because he's got this story that I was hearing about how you turn your will and your desire and your actions into muscle cum.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I'm starting a new company. We're gonna sell muscle cum. We're gonna distribute it to all of the fucking 7-Elevens.
All the
Right.
athletes will be on it. Like it'll be like that South
7-Elevens. I feel like 7-Elevens they're too. What we gotta go to those weird Arab bodegas.
Yeah, that's called 7-Eleven.
No, 7-Eleven. You get the edgy people working there.
They're all
You
Indians
gotta
where I'm
go-
at. No,
you
here's
gotta
the
go
thing.
to
A lot of
you
people
gotta
don't
go to
realize
terrorist
that my
organization Afghans who are owning property
guru,
in
my
That's the
guru
people
is the
that say
Sikh
Delta
guy
8.
who sells me Delta 8 and fucking nitrous oxide chargers at the gas station. Yeah.
That Indian guy. He works next to the palmistry shop. You know he's good.
Hey, I have a question. So you can't just go up and say, "Do you sell nitrous oxide like a fad?"
Whipped cream
How do you-
chargers. Whipped cream chargers, brother.
How do you
Whipped cream chargers.
Autopod.
exactly?
Don't they call them
Whipped cream
autopods?
chargers,
I did this
everybody.
today. I had to do it today because I didn't know where they
All right,
were. They
tell
were just
us-
sitting on the
tell us
shelf
how
in the
you
corner.
Did it. How did you get it? What did you say? That was like legit. You're a real guy.
Hello,
you're
sir.
normal, you said
My
whipped
good
cream?
Pajit. Do you carry whipped cream chargers by any chance? And now that might throw a lot of people
Wow.
off being asked that like that. But the thing is, I was already in there for my kratom and my Delta 8, so he knew exactly what the fuck I was doing.
About 45% of people, white
But
people,
that
will
doesn't
know
matter. What matters is how you
They live in
said
a
it.
free country.
I've
That's
walked
right.
with some people and they're ghetto as fuck and they don't even know how to buy weed from the local gas station guy. I'm like, you can't be like, do you sell weed? Like, no, you have to be like, you have to say shit like, do you have whipped cream chargers?
Sir, I will take 5 marijuanas, please.
I will take, you pull out the fucking book of like, you know, like if you take X amount of marijuana, you can be, you know, whatever.
Total
Isn't
Tendy
there,
says,
like, a
I'd like
weight
some
limit?
Doritos and
Like-
Brill,
like-
sir.
Because cops can't even. I was expelled from high school, yeah, and I didn't even give a fuck if there's a bunch of like crumbs of weed because I'd like, you know, did the math and I was like, I can't be
Dude,
charged.
there's weed
with
crumbs
less
in
than
my
a gram.
Doritos.
I'd like some
God damn
Doritos
it!
and grill. Y'all got spice? Hey, let's talk about the progression of spice. You know, apparently spice used to be different than the spice that was eventually,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, we were talking about spice earlier. We were saying how Delta 8 is the final solution to the spice question.
right?
Delta 8. Delta
Can
8.
you wait? Explain this because even I don't fully understand what you mean. Because all of my associations with spice was I was smoking weed at lunch in high school. Somebody said I'm smoking a spice blunt. It's synthetic marijuana, and we were walking back to campus,
whack.
and this dude, this African American was like. And we just left him, and he could barely walk.
All right, we're gonna go.
This guy. This guy's on drugs. We were high as shit, and we could just say this guy's on drugs soberly. That's how fucking astronomically, you know. I don't know what the fuck he
Yeah.
smoked.
We'll
Dude,
go on. We'll
what
talk
level
about the
of
spice thing. We'll
spice
talk
was
about
that?
this real quick. Hold on. Total Tennies in the chat says, I'm looking, and this is how he talks to the gas station guy. I'm looking for some Delta 8 and 9 if you got it, which is pretty clever. Pretty fucking clever. Now, the spice thing, I remember everyone going to the gas station to get the spice back in the day. My only experience with spice, I never, like, bought it from the gas station. What I did do was go to, like,
I never smoked
some
spice
fucking...
after that.
I went on, what was it called? Like, something smoke shop or some shit. It was on the fucking internet. I bought it with my fucking credit card. And at the time, you could buy
shit on the internet.
you could buy research chemicals with a fucking card on the internet, which included like Ritalin analogs that you'd just spin the fuck out for a week straight, dude. It was unbelievable.
Debit
But
card.
I would get fucking this hash off of it, this synthetic hash. I fucking smoked it. And it's like, when I'm smoking weed, dude, like, sometimes I'll get to the bottom of the bowl. It's like, I could stop now, but at the same time, I'll just kill this real quick. That's how I felt on this. But like because it was a little like hash dealy, like it took forever. And I'm sitting there fucking smoking it. I'm still smoking. I'm smoking it. And eventually I'm just like seeing spots. And I'm trying to go into my house, and I just slump the fuck over onto the wall. I'm sliding on the wall to try to get fucking to my room.
This was on hash.
It was like spice hash. It was fucked up. I get to my couch. I get to my
It wasn't
my
the
fucking
real
couch.
thing. It was fake. That's what
And
it was.
I'm
spicy.
I'm like
I have a
I'm
similar
flipping
story to
out,
that.
and I'm thinking to myself, like, if this feeling lasts like another half hour, have to go to the hospital. This is too fucked up. It didn't last a half hour. Thank God for that.
Yeah.
But that shit was fucked.
My thing was when I first found out about Delta 8, I didn't think it was legitimate. I was like, this is gonna be some fucking CBD bullshit. It's not gonna do much. I'll try it though. So I went to like one of the local smoke shops and bought like a tub of edibles for like $35. I got home and I like took 350 milligrams, which I didn't think anything of it. I thought like, that's not a huge amount. Surely that won't be bad or anything. And and then I had a cold, so I took a little bit of like Delsum, and then I went and lay down, and I got teleported to another dimension, basically.
Yes, sir. It happens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's how I got here.
I ended up seeing like these blue halls where the friggin' there's like this stream of water in them. Like, you ever been to like a cool like old retro McDonald's and they have the retro
Yes, sir.
they have the retro like jukebox with the water in it?
No, this is like an aesthetic tag on Instagram. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's got the bubbles going through it. Yeah,
like
yeah.
the
Oh my
empty
God, yeah, love
offices,
that.
the empty offices, the empty corridors, the old
Yep.
retro McDonald's. This is
Yeah.
all an
Yeah.
aesthetic that you're
yeah,
transporting
yeah,
to.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I've seen
I was like looking
an
at the walls
algorithm.
were made out of this. The walls were made out of this. And then as I'm looking into the walls, I see like all these symbols, and some of them I like know, and they're religious symbols.
Oh,
and some
shut
of
the
them,
fuck up! What were
Yeah.
name them?
there were
You
some
see
like
'em all.
Hindu. There was that one, oh, it's always on like Buddhist talisman, but I don't know what it's called.
There's so many.
What did it mean to you? Okay, continue. I'm sorry.
It was like the ones you see associated with like Himalaya monks a lot, like the Tibetan. That symbol,
Oh,
you know what I'm
fuck no.
talking about?
No fucking idea.
Is
God
it
damn.
a
There's too many of
wheel?
them.
Is a mandala? Like what is
Yeah, it's more like a rune. Yeah, it's got it. I want to say it has a
The
letter
eight-sided
in it.
one.
Or
The
something.
eightfold knot, I'm guessing.
I'm thinking, yeah, I think that's what it's called. I think you're right. I saw that, and then I saw crosses. I saw Orthodox crosses, which were very aesthetic, and then I saw symbols
Liminal
of like, okay,
spaces. You're right.
the
Fliffins.
Celtic. Okay, you know that helmet they dug out of like a Celtic grave, and I want to say like
Oh
Austria.
yes.
The
I know what you're
horned
talking about.
god.
The masks. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
the
know what you're
the
talking
horned
about.
god. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that symbol going through it too, and that was weird. And then I turned the corner because I felt like it for some reason, and I saw there was a woman that was like down the corridor looking into the same wall, but she was interacting with it, like using it like a fucking touchpad.
So your vision was.
Was it the corner of the wall?
No, it was like just the middle of the wall. Like the corridor went way past her. I didn't go to the end of the corridor. I never made it there.
So your vision included ancestral stuff as well as like transpersonal reincarnation memory stuff.
I don't know what it was, dude.
I mean,
was
it's
like-
hard
I
to
was
say.
like,
A lot of this stuff could just be archetypes that are just in the human mind.
But then
Yeah, but Pollock always
it
talks
gets,
about
it
the
gets
same
weirder
ones.
because she like
I see
turned
these
and
things too.
acknowledged me or whatever, and she said my name, and then I remember like kind of fading out a little bit, and then like she got close, and I could see like her eye color and hair color. Her eye color was like purple, like-
you know
like-
what's-
like
you-
royal purple. Like
You know what's interesting is that like you were basically unconscious, like you were
Yeah,
this was
yeah.
like you had a dream state.
dream. Yeah.
You know, like the strange thing that I started thinking about was that like maybe when we dream, we're probably transported to an alternate universe or something like that.
Well, if
Well,
you're
I
mind
have
and
a
spirit,
really
they could trip away from your
crazy ass
body.
dream that I had last night that I was wondering about.
Scar is saying
Because-
that y'all fucking haunted niggas. You gotta pray.
I got
He's got a Christ faggotry. He's Christ cooked.
See,
I
I love
really-
I'm
Jesus.
Orthodox.
Me too.
I love Jesus too. That should be the common denominator.
No, no,
I
it's not.
agree.
It's not just an agreement.
What about the
It's that
resurrection?
I actually
Okay,
do feel
My
that
thought is the
he's
resurrection.
a real guy.
The resurrection, you're gonna see Jesus. You're gonna hide in the cliffs away, scared, or
would you
you're
do
gonna
that?
be transported. It's
you
not
why.
like it's an automatic response. You're not gonna be in control of how you respond to the resurrection.
I think a lot of
Go to
people.
town. I'm gonna go check.
I
it out.
think when
Like,
our
either you're
dude
gonna be
Jesus
brought
returns, a
up
lot of
into
people
the
are going to look
clouds,
at that
like
guy and be like,
Thessalonians
that's the
said,
guy who's going to chastise
or
me
you're
for
gonna
my
be hiding
fucking
in the
sins, is what they're going to see. They're not going to
Oh, Daddy.
they're not going to think in terms of like how does this end times thing work? How does the Antichrist, how does Jesus work? But like they're going to see a guy who was not happy with the way that they were fucking living.
Hey, you don't have to be. Nah, bro, I'm not Christian. Scar says. Are we even talking about Christianity? We're just talking about like
Kinda.
what happens at the end. We're just
I
talking
don't
because I
believe
read
in
some
the
hermetic
rapture.
texts. I read
Nobody
some
does.
hermetic texts about like the end times, and then some like. And the parallels with Revelation are, interesting. I don't know how old the Hermetic text is. Also, like, the Druids' idea of like a triune deity. There's a lot of like tie-ins with religion, and this goes into like this philosophy in the Renaissance about seminal or perennial. I don't know what the fuck
Not
ennial
perennial.
like.
Perennial?
Idea of like there's like this one strain of truth
Perennial.
within all perennial like
We're talking about
perennial
like
theology where they
synchronicity.
think like there's like a strain.
See, I have a hard
Some people have
time
ideas.
applying.
People have
everything.
ideas.
It's a hard time applying the word perennial to stuff that goes back that far. Like as far as I know, like perennial, the
I don't
way we
know.
use it today was kind of
Perennialism.
coined by like Aldous Huxley in like the 60s. It's not that there weren't like ideas of like a perennialism, but I think they were much more localized, I want to say.
I gotta kind of
Well,
vibe
does
with
this
Yak
sort of
there and
tie-
say go back for,
does
but I
this
can't
sort-
remember the names of the persons. But the notion that there's ideas that reoccur across time is just a matter of course because we
that's
all live in the
almost-
same universe.
Almost essential mysticism to
We
recognize.
live in the same
that.
universe,
Well,
so some people will have ideas about it that are
new
similar.
under the sun. There's nothing new under the sun, right?
Well, that's
If
what
we
the
live in
Bible
the same
says.
physical universe, it operates
Yeah,
with the same physical laws for all of us, right?
So speaking of like weird creatures that are like physicalities or might not be corporeal, what about them ghouls in Spain?
Those fucking guys. I
What
never
do you mean the
trusted them.
ghouls in Spain? I don't know of these things.
Ghouls. Long legs.
Show me 'em.
and
Spread wide.
long, long
spindly
claws.
hips. So spindly. So I don't think hips can be spindly. Hold on, I gotta make sure you guys can see the video.
Yeah.
We live in a universe.
Walking
I'm so
down
hungry.
on them sunset strips.
It's 11:11 on the East Coast, and I'm fucking hungry. What should I get from fucking DoorDash?
That's a good question.
Okay,
Someone
Dale.
order Uma something from DoorDash, y'all. Just
No,
surprise
you don't
me.
gotta order me. Just give me some suggestions from
this
You guys,
DoorDash.
you guys
Is
ready to
this
watch
the
this
video
cool
of the
video?
ghoul?
Yeah, let's watch the ghoul.
Let's watch the ghoul video. Someone comment in the YouTube DoorDash suggestions.
Drop
and
your
drop your
social security card number in there.
Tony Vegas.
DoorDash
yeah.
suggestions. Send $5.
Yeah.
DoorDash. We're hungry. We're starving.
That's true.
We're starving children.
La última batería como quiera.
Chicken tendies.
¿Qué tienes que
From
flipar?
where? I only
Yo.
got like 2 places.
Pollock, where did this video come from? Spain, you said? This is a
Spain.
Spanish
That's what.
video?
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I've heard
Chicken
2
tendies.
stories.
And that
about this
people
video. I've
said
heard-
that maybe it was viral marketing for something, but then the source was never
Yes.
found, allegedly.
Ain't no
Yes.
wrong
This is
with
real.
Taco Bell. Taco Bell.
Yeah, and then I had some
Huh.
people tell me it was legit. Like they know
I
Alright.
one
don't
of the
even think they
dudes
have
that shot
chicken
it or
tenders at Taco
something.
Bell.
All right, let's
Shot the
Nacho
video, yeah.
fries.
damn
Nacho
video.
Taco
Nacho
Bell?
fries.
Let's watch the video.
Mira.
Viral. All right. Taco Bell.
Es que tío, yo qué sé, tío, se llaman plumas,
Family
tío.
Pack. Bingo. Thanks, guys. Taco Bell it is. tell me
know.
when the Mexican arrives.
Is Skinwalker's not DoorDash?
I love Mexicans. Oh, Arab? Oh. Alright.
So
Video on. Thanks for... It's Taco Bell.
You should watch the video.
Che si
You're missing.
scusano, sì, tia,
Where's the video? I don't fucking see it.
ascolta,
It's in the call.
mi sentono?
Gotta click it.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Oh,
boy.
there he is.
That guy.
Oh Jesus, that's a. Oh. Oh, that's a ghoul. That's a ghoul.
Hey, va, fuori, fuori!
Jesus Christ. Look at that
Look at-
motherfucker.
I like
That
that.
dude.
That's well done.
Look at that dude. Look at this guy. No, no, no.
So
Look at
this
his
is for
bald
tacos.
head.
This is about tacos.
Is-
He's,
No,
he's
wait,
gonna
I
be
don't-
he's gonna be his
Oh my
DoorDash
God.
delivery driver. He's gonna get the Wendigo
Is that a
DoorDash.
skinwalker?
You know,
Dude,
here's
these
the
guys-
thing. It's funny. It's funny how all of these things work. Like the way I found this video a long time ago initially on the internet. Polak brought it to me, reminded me of it. It's the way this shit evolves is interesting to me in that the first time I saw this video, it was labeled as a fallen angel sighting.
Oh,
And now here we are, we're looking at it as if it's like a rake or a Wendigo or a
They're
flesh gate.
pandering to the algorithm.
Yeah,
No,
well, it's going
dude,
with whatever works
it's
in the
just a
market.
juggalo, bro.
It's a juggalo.
It's just a
Mm.
No, let's watch his
They-
bag.
they
We're gonna
just-
watch his bag because here's the
They
thing.
just went.
I swear to
Judge
God,
Lett without makeup.
maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I am. When I first saw this video, it starts out with them finding a feather. And I don't think I saw that in this, but I'm pretty sure the first time I saw this video, they find a feather first thing and pick it up and look at it because it was a fallen angel, implying that this thing had
Wait.
wings or something.
That might be like a
Is that what this
false
is? What they're
memory.
looking at now? Is that
might
the
be a
feather?
false
That's the
memory.
feather.
Is it Nephilim?
They're finding a feather. I swear to God, that's how this was sold to me when I first saw it many years ago.
Are you sure that's not a false memory?
It's not because they found
That's
whatever
right
it was.
there.
Maybe that wasn't a feather, but that was it. It was
a
sold to
feather on the
me.
ground there.
Yeah,
Oh.
this was sold as a fallen angel video where they find a feather and then they see the fallen angel with
bro,
wings.
your
allegedly.
whole life, Uma.
Sentono?
You know that one?
So it's bullshit?
No,
No, no.
it's actually MK Ultra. Your whole life.
It's
I
just
am.
like an
You're on the
interesting
Truman
thing.
Show right now.
Trying
Hey.
to piece together the way like the
Don't
meme
spin
evolves.
into a spiral.
Hey, va, fuori, fuori, tia, va!
So what do you think, chat? Real ghoul, fake ghoul?
Or
Big
fallen
Ghost
angel.
Skinwalker.
Sped
Taco
says,
Bell.
I'd shit. Scar says, Indian CGI company tier.
Yep.
I don't think that was CGI. I don't think there was anything about that was CGI, to be honest. Like, it could easily be a lot of things. It could be faked in a lot of ways, but it didn't look
Hey,
like
you could have
CGI.
some dude with makeup.
I don't feel no
That's
ghoul
something.
vibes from that thing.
No, that's Fallen Angel all the way. Definitely. Scar says it's gonna be labeled as a Redditor sighting in 20 years.
Well, they are cryptids.
Crunch
aren't they?
Wrap Supreme,
True.
indeed.
Rainbow Trout says that's me at 3 a.m. looking for beans.
Right?
Oh, I think that's our one video for the evening. I don't have any more video content. The well has run dry on cryptid videos. I'm sorry, everybody.
I
if you
think
got them
I
for
think
me,
I'll
send
put
them in.
some in the
Shit.
put some
Those
in Bar and Grill.
whack ass
But
Bigfoot
let's
videos.
talk
We'll
about
do it.
Spice.
Talk
Let's talk
about
about
it.
Spice. I tripped out one time on Spice.
Go on.
Tell us about your spice.
That-
Wait.
Back-
What spice was it? People are
I'm
saying
about to
spice
tell
was
you.
good.
It was
Spice
cumin.
was different.
I'm about-
I'm cumin
5
over
years into
here.
The spice
Spice
thing.
is
I
to
don't know.
Spice
I'm
is to
about-
millennials.
I'm about
like
Quaaludes
I
are to
thought
boomers.
spice was spice. Like
Nah, dude.
Nah,
like,
it's all.
there's
It's
different
many
brands,
things.
dude.
It's many different
oh,
things.
so
Here's
I
the,
need
the
to talk to
lowdown.
somebody that was smoking spice. In
Here's the
beginning
lowdown
of
on Spice.
and then at the end of spice.
When
Like,
they came out with fucking the JWH-18, that was the first spice. They fucking
I'm a Google.
they pretty
That-
much made that illegal like right away, but then they just fucking tweaked the molecule. And they kept doing that over and over again. As shit was made illegal, they would tweak it. By the end of it, you're left with something that's like totally fucked up and nothing like weed, nothing like it's supposed to be. So that's how that shit went.
So you think the JWH 019 018 was like close to Delta 8?
No.
dude.
It's not even.
Dude,
It's not
if-
close. No.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you.
You can
right
look at the
now,
molecules and see for yourself.
I'm gonna tell you right now, like some of these brands would get you way more smack than any fucking tree would.
Yeah, and like
good
not
smack,
stoned.
a
Like
good
you were
smack,
tripping the fuck
though.
out.
Like
Tripping
yeah,
the fuck out. You
like,
might enjoy it.
You will hallucinate if you smoke too much.
The
If you don't
problem with
black
all
out
these
for,
things is that these
Hallucinate,
research chemicals, we don't know what's gonna happen to you in
like
Dog.
5, 10,
I was about
20
to tell you
years.
I was about to tell you
Yeah,
my fucking
say it,
story.
say it.
How like I
Please,
was,
please.
so like one day, like, all right, so back in the day there was this brand called Black Magic, and it was like the dankest shit in Virginia. And so like I got a bag, like it used to come in a big ass bag, like you get an ounce for like $50 of this shit.
Nice.
And fucking I was taking grabs back to back of this stuff, and I for some reason like I was tripping out thinking that I went back in time, and I was pissed off because like I had to relive that whole day all over again. Because like I guess like I convinced myself that it was 6 a.m. in the morning when it was like 6 p.m. in the morning. I mean,
At
say-
night.
Did you
Morning.
convince
You got
yourself?
this.
Did you convince yourself, or did the spice sort of like unlock like a
The-
ESP?
Nah.
I
Got a
Groundhog
blood
Day
memory.
goes by.
I don't even know.
At a
dude, but-
real
You feel like
moment.
it
Well,
was
this is-
extra
This is what you were saying. You're asking about the hallucinations, and like that's how it is. Like these aren't not hallucinations, is that you're seeing things realistic in front of you necessarily, but that you are tripping out with delusions.
What's
And
the
like
Yeah,
in a
difference,
full on
right?
like
That's why I
psychedelic
like my
episode.
that one.
experience.
So,
That's why I
Herb
want to share
Upon
my
Flame
one
could-
paranormal experience that I feel like couldn't be, thrown off as a delusion, because it was like it was real externally. But continue with your spy story. Sorry.
Oh, so like so I'm over there like in my room like pissed off that my fucking shit that like I went back in time. So like and then like later on I realized it wasn't actually fucking 6 a.m. in the morning. So like I was just like so relieved. But like it could fuck with you like that. And like that same brand, Black Magic, later on like ended up killing somebody. So that's
Hell
why it got illegal in Virginia.
So it
Well,
was
I've
good
heard of a
shit.
lot of stories of like 25I N-Bohm, which I was tripping out on for a while. Like
Yeah.
that would kill people. And there was one time where I took 2 milligrams, and 2 milligrams like doesn't seem like that much, but this is some shit that's fucking dosed out in micro doses and like micrograms. Who the fuck knows? I'm all
Yeah,
high on
yeah.
nitrous right now, but yeah.
But,
So
like-
I took 2 milligrams of this shit, and I had a
What does it come like?
serious fucking experience, dude. I was tending this fire out at some campsite, communing with the moon, communicating with the moon, even like
There was a
through
blood
the
moon
fire.
yesterday.
Yeah.
And fucking
Scorpio.
now it was one of the most intense trips I've ever had. The next day, I felt like I was dying. It was worse than any hangover I've ever had. I was fucked.
Ooh.
I was fucked.
What
No,
did it
Lost a
come
bunch of
like?
energy or something.
What is
Well,
communicating
was
with the
just some
moon?
tabs.
What is communicating with the moon?
What do you
Had a
mean?
blood memory, guys.
'Cause it's hard to say because
Uh,
it's not linguistic communication. I'm not speaking to
No.
it, but I'm staring at it, and I'm like staring at this fire, and it's
What,
like I
were
just
you,
gotta
like,
keep this
whis-
fire
were you
going.
whispering,
Man.
Were you whispering to it in like
No.
angelic tongues? Like
No. The thing was just telling me, just keep fucking
Dude,
making that fire. Breathe the fire. Be the fire.
When I
moon
when
is
I
Was it
Set the
positive or
fire
negative?
that
Was it
consume the world.
The moon is generally considered cool, so Yakov's experience
Well, the
is incredibly
moon.
interesting.
And here's the thing: I have a special relationship to mother goddesses when I trip, and I tripped the other night on acid. We'll get to that soon.
Holy shit, you
The
think,
mother goddess always comes to me, and the moon is the mother. The moon is mommy, no doubt about it, man. And the moon tells me to create. When I'm sitting there with that fire, man, and when I smoke DMT for the first time, the moon is like, or the mother is like, go out and create, go make things that others might be inspired and go create things themselves. So when I'm sitting there
Yeah.
tending this fire, the moon above me, and I'm knowing this thing. It's telling me to create, go set the fires, tend the fires, keep the fires burning. It's go create things and inspire.
Sounds like some
Creative
Dark Souls
always.
shit.
Sounds based as fuck.
yeah, when I take acid, it's pretty much like that too. Like,
No, you don't think.
You guys take drugs to get
it-
there?
One at a time,
it's
motherfuckers.
You
Flame.
don't think
it's
that
like
was like
a
related?
it's like a your brain is a receptor, and it's like the moon is an antenna, and it's like
Mhm.
radiating a pulse, and you're just
Yep.
like receiving the information. That's why
Yeah.
I like ritually take acid on a full moon. Like every
Nice.
fortnight, that usually my trip.
My best
Right.
tripping experiences have been full
Mushroom.
moons, like all of
I was
them.
gonna
Yeah.
say, you don't think that had anything to do with like what I've visioned with like the woman?
Dude, that's what I get into when I bring up like maybe this is archetypes in all of our minds. Like we all know
Guys.
the mother very well, and even if we don't know our mothers, we like have a yearning for that motherly bond. Like that's so human. It's so fucking human. And I don't know if that like takes away from the
It's into
spiritual
synthetic
aspect or
breast
adds
milk.
more to it. I don't know.
That's like the
Synthetic
Jungian
breast-
anima right there. Do you know much about that theory, Yak? Have you heard of that?
I don't. I know very
how-
little about these Jungian archetypes. I know very little about them.
So, kind of basic thing that Jung said, which you reminded me what you said was like, okay, so Jung had this idea of the unconscious mind, which is he's famous for, but he also had a more esoteric concept with it that for males, our unconscious mind is kind of dominated by this female archetype called the anima. So all of the things that we kind of repress as males, which are feminine, that we're aware of, it's in our conscious mind, but we don't act on them. So they get repressed, and they're kind of latent in our unconscious. So it's the same with females. So for females, like their unconscious is dominated. Their unconscious aspect is like dominated by a male aspect called the animus.
Mhm.
So for a man, like in order to
Power,
self-actualize,
control.
Jung, yeah, right, exactly. Jung said that for a man to self-actualize, we kind of have to, we will have like dreams, or like you said, you communicate with when we're in these kind of altered states with a kind of feminine figure or motherly figure. It has different aspects, just 4 aspects of development of this female figure. But that kind of always resonated with me because my first deity that I took, you can see her on the background there, is Green Tara. And that's always kind of been my most consistent deity practice is Green Tara. So whenever I'm like anxious or I'm around a lot of people and I'm getting kind of, lost in the sauce and in the material energy, like I'll kind of envision Green Tara like over their heads and kind of see Green Tara, and that helps me to kind of connect with not to sound kind of fruity, but like my more emotional intelligence.
So
my
wait, is she
intuition.
actually green?
Yes.
Is that how she
Well,
presents?
the energy is like green, and I've always experienced like the heart chakra as having a kind of turquoise greenish kind of
Now,
energy.
when I had my
So-
initial like major experience with what I considered like the mother deity, the motherly energy of the universe, she came to me made of the jungle and vines and leaves. And it was very much a human figure, but it was all made of these things, as in it's not human. It is like the earth. And
A plant.
do you think that could be
medicine
connected
goddess.
to it at all?
Absolutely, that's also a thing that's lurking in our unconscious mind that we repress. Is kind of those those
right.
aspects of
interrupt.
ourselves, like like a kind of caveman kind of ancient kind of aspects of us, which we're forced to repress because we're polite society members now.
Yeah, so the unconscious mind, if you guys want to sort of make this stuff less abstract, Jung's unconscious mind, you can, now this, I don't read Jung, so I can't tell you 100%, but I've talked, okay, anyway, I'll just keep talking. So Jung's unconscious mind can be thought of as sort of the human body, okay? The human body, inclusive of the physical brain, but not so much not so much like, so the human mind and your sense of being has a lot to do with your cerebrum, where your sense of identity is. So you can use your cerebrum to think about yourself, but your unconscious mind is like your feet and your hands and your cerebellum and like the parts of your body, your autonomic nervous system and stuff. So the unconscious mind is generally ruled by the well, I won't talk about that, but I will say that the human body and all the bodies of the earth are influenced by, all the bodies of water on the earth are influenced by the gravitation of the moon. So there is an analogy between the anima and the unconscious mind and the body and the moon.
I've always seen the unconscious mind as kind of a lunar archetype, and actually, when you when you do the 21 praises to Tara, there's a lot of lunar symbolism in there. And when you generate as her, she's her back is against the wall of moon. Maybe that's something we could talk about for a minute here, Yakov. Like this kind of goddess or like female kind of
I want to mention
anima
this
anima
one
thing. This is
thing.
something that I
Here's one detail that came over me while I was on acid the other night. We can go from there. You can go wherever you want, Shakti. But I saw there is like a reflection going on between like the emotional availability of men versus women. Women being the earth and nature, and men being like God to the women's earth. Now, what I'm seeing is that if you want to go and know like the struggles and toils of the earth, like it's there, it's apparent. That's how women are. Like you know what their problems are. They make that shit fucking obvious. Men, our truest issues are like buried deep within us, and you only get a glimpse of them in the briefest moments, just like we experience God here. And I think in that way, women are the earths, men are like the gods. And where just like how God dreams
Nation of Islam.
God dreams you into being, and the earth actually births you. Like this is a natural dynamic that happens, and I think
Don't get
it's
lost
very
in the
seen in
soft
everything we do.
symbols.
That's a very Indo-European concept.
Yeah,
It
very
sounded like Nation of
European.
Islam to me.
I took it from
Oh,
the
but
Nation
you
of Gods and
see-
Earths, which is an offshoot of Nation of Islam. They speak about woman as earth and man as God explicitly. I'm kind of borrowing that because it seems 100% correct to me.
You see,
I think it's cultural
you see what,
misinformation. He's appropriated.
No, dude,
Sounds right.
dude. No, because you see what Yakov just described is repeatedly, constantly, not just only like Nation of Islam stuff, but like Christianity. You see this like
Is it?
in Greek.
think so.
Yeah, of course.
Please reiterate and make a demonstration.
Just as Mary was the earth, she was bearing God on earth, seated by God himself. That is.
Let me tell you some
That's
esoteric.
New Age.
We're onto something.
No,
That's not New Age, dude. That's ancient.
That's
Is it?
dude. That's ancient. As fuck.
You could say, and like you could say it's New Age, but that's just saying it's just like the Egyptians or something.
Elaborate
and
even
it kind of
further.
is.
Yeah,
Let me elaborate even further. Like in esoteric Christianity, specifically Catholicism, you have a sometimes in South America they depict this actually a lot. Is that Mary is depicted as ground, as brown. This is to represent the earth, the ground, the dirt.
Or is Pachamama, right?
Yeah, and like you see this repeatedly throughout Christianity. Yeah, the like the Black Madonna as well. Like it's supposed to represent like the goddess, the earth goddess as well.
Isis
The association with the Aztecs and the Mayans and the Incas, they saw the Virgin Mary as this goddess.
What's up, boys?
That's why I was so
Greasy.
Hey, greasy.
There you go. And like not only that, but you have like this concept like in Greek mythology, you have Zeus like the Sky Father coming down onto the women of Earth. Yeah, you
What
have
were you
this
saying?
concept of
And you got the same thing with like the
Skimming down
Nephilim
upon a
being
Yeah.
buried in Christianity.
You could almost go into the book of Enoch, the sons of God mating with the daughters of Earth, or daughters of man. It should be daughters of man is what it says. That is the earthly people. There's something esoteric in there, definitely.
You have this the concept in Sumerian mythology as well. It just repeats so much. So like with Yakov was talking about that's something that he knew.
What are you guys talking about?
It's like almost like genetic.
Mom.
Oh, dude.
Our mom.
Mommy Don.
I love.
The moon.
If I could talk about that too, the very very important concept in Indian religion. There's one of the main
Indian
things
religion. What do you mean?
in how that they view kind of the way that creation occurs. There's a male aspect called Purusha, which literally means male, and then there's a female aspect called Prakriti. And Prakriti is a kind of coalescence of this like kind of primordial elemental energy, which connects with the consciousness, with the Purusha
I wrote
aspect,
something about
and
this. It's
generates all the different types of life that we see on the earth.
Yeah, don't they have that
You can
concept with Shiva and Shakti?
Similar. Yeah, it's the same thing pretty much. They're
you can think
interrelated.
of it this way. You can think of it this way, but it's heretical. If you want to be Christian and heretical, you can think of it this way. You can think of Purusha as Jesus Christ, the Logos, okay? And then you can think of Prakriti, the material realm, as Mary Magdalene. So then the Theotokos becomes the transcendent Lao Mu, the mother of heaven, the non-manifest anterior heaven of absolute yin.
That would be more Catholic.
It's also totally heretical. And
Yeah,
made up
I'm a
by
fucking
me.
total goddamn heretic, so that fits perfectly, I guess.
I made it up. But the analogy is technically correct because I received the currents of the esoteric Catholicism from people with apostolic succession, and I used their logic and
Apostolic
I studied
succession. Who are you speaking about?
Well, I would rather not say because
We got the
it's too
militant
buttfuckery.
Baptist over here.
Yeah, apostolic succession. Like, in what branch of Christianity is this apostolic succession?
The Gnostic
This is getting
Catholic,
way too fucking autistic.
the Gnostic Catholic paramasonic nonsense branch.
Okay,
That's-
so
Yeah, but when they poop in the street,
there's so
It's
much.
true.
within
That's actually true. A lot of people
when
Catholicism.
they're
don't know
pooping in
that.
the
Like-
street, is this all encounter? Is this what they think about?
No,
Could
I
be, because
think
here's
so.
the thing.
Yeah,
Hey, you have
so
only
they have
you
better
have
behavior.
only made attainment when you were able to see that poop as yourself, to know that you ate the
So-
food, love the food that made that poop. You love yourself where the food
Why
passed
would you
through.
love the
Why
poop?
would you not eat that poop just as you ate the food that came before it?
Thank you.
Because that's
It's
a
all
red
holy.
herring.
You
Point
wouldn't eat some. Would you
made.
eat off of somebody else's plate?
I
Would you
would.
eat up somebody
No.
else's plate?
Yes.
Even if
You
it's my
shitting me?
family. No,
I don't give
not
a
really.
Fuck, dude. I'll eat
I mean,
anything.
when you
Would
literally
you
buy
drink
food,
of
you're eating
somebody's
off of someone else's
straw?
plate.
Drink
Would
from
you
somebody
drink
else's
somebody's
straw.
straw?
What's
I
in the
like
cup?
that
What's
sound.
in the cup is what I
If the
need to
answer is
know.
no, then you wouldn't eat.
No,
shit.
I'm asking you what's in the cup. What are you offering
No,
me?
I don't think. Hey, the chat. I don't think Yahweh is the demiurge. Now, I do kind of think Yahweh might have a lot of
Been a
similarities.
dragon.
with
Yahweh was a
Pater.
dragon.
Yahweh
was
is-
not
Yahweh is
God.
Satan.
One at a
Yahweh
time.
was
One
a
at a time.
god.
Polak,
Thought
get your
Yahweh
shit
was
in.
Satan.
Polak, get your shit in.
Well, what I was saying was there's a lot of similar to like the old biblical god and Dios Pater, the Indo-European chief deity at the beginning, and you can go back to like the connection with Noah's children and the fucking what are they called, the Japheth, his son, and then their children supposedly created Europeans. So it's all like kind of interconnected in a way.
Interesting.
Hey, my DoorDash guy is getting here. Should I have him say something?
Don't tip him.
I didn't, but should I have him
His
say
tip is
something?
You can,
live.
yeah. If
Get
he
him
wants
on-
to
get him
come
on
on the
the
call,
podcast.
that's pretty funny.
Should I
actually.
say,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
hey, want to say something to the stream?
Get his
Tell
take
him to
on
say
something.
the N word.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
There he is.
If he's
There he
black,
is.
it'll be fine.
Let's see if he says something.
All right.
Let's get him on. Get him on the call.
Hi there.
Be exciting.
Hello.
All right.
He probably can't speak English.
The dude you're serving is gay, by the way.
You hear that?
Hey,
He's beeping away. Let's see.
guy with the tacos. Get in here. Get in the call.
Hey, how you doing, sir?
Call in with the guy with the tacos.
Getting the call?
Hey, what's up, taco guy?
Hey,
How you doing, brother?
Shout out.
Hi.
That's me.
Fucking tape
You know,
eaters.
Taco Man.
Say, listen to tape
My
eaters.
friend.
Skinwalker
Shout
gang.
out to his socials.
Just say like,
Say,
hey, how
listen,
you
listen to tape eaters.
Yakovalive. Yakobees.com.
doing?
Yakobees.com.
Yacklebees.com.
Say it. Come on, guy. Tell him I'll fucking cash app him.
Get angry, dude. I'm angry that he didn't say it, dude.
Right now,
Tell that motherfucker
was
to say
disturbing.
tape eaters right now, or else I'm gonna kill him.
hey,
Tell him
hey,
he's gonna
say,
die.
let's go
Urban,
tape
I'm
eater.
mad.
No problem. You have a good day.
Then I gotta speak like English.
Thank you. You have a good one.
Okay. Yes. Yay, Peters. Yes,
Hey,
sir.
everybody.
Yay, Peters. Every day.
I like Uber drivers. I like skip the dishes drivers. But if they're
I
someone,
love Yay, Peters. To be determined whether or not I don't like Yay, Peters.
it has
Felt like
to
I
do
was
with the
like
number
that
of
guy
beans.
that like, got homeless people to fight each other. I kind of feel bad.
All right, let's get into more fucking
Throw
drug
the money on the
stories.
floor.
Yeah. Before you do that, while we're still tangentially on this topic, can I read a little bit more about
I'm
what
an
Jung said
asshole
about
for that, sorry.
the anima?
Yeah, hit me.
Okay.
I love
useful.
anime, dude.
Put a little bit of
That's
content.
good.
I love anime.
I'm just gonna go from the wiki article back on the since we were talking about the male and female and how it kind of moves throughout the cosmos. From a more psychological perspective and also from a Buddhist perspective, I always try to see these things originating in position from the mind and psychology, because that's how that we experience reality. So
Jung
I'm
was
just
a
going to read it
Gruber.
real quick. So the anima and the animus are described in Carl Jung's school of analytical psychology as part of his theory of the collective unconscious. Jung described the animus as the unconscious masculine side of a woman, and the anima as the unconscious feminine side of a man, each transcending the personal psyche. Jung's theory states that the anima and animus are the two primary anthropomorphic archetypes of the unconscious mind, as opposed to the theriomorphic and inferior functions of the shadow archetype. He believed that they are abstract symbol sets that formulate the archetypes of the self. In Jung's theory, the anima makes up the totality of the unconscious feminine psychological qualities that a man possesses, and the animus the masculine ones possessed by a woman. He did not believe that they were an aggregate of the father or mother, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, or teachers, though these aspects of the personal unconscious can influence a person's anima or animus. Jung
See-
believed a male's almost done. Jung believed a male's sensitivity is often lessened or repressed, and therefore considered the anima one of the most significant autonomous complexes. Jung believed the anima and animus manifest themselves by appearing in dreams and influence a person's attitudes and interactions with the opposite sex. A natural understanding of another member of the opposite sex is instilled in individuals that stems from a constant subjection to members of the opposite sex. This instillment leads to the development of the anima and the animus. Jung said that the encounter with the shadow is the apprentice piece in the individual's development, and that the encounter with the anima is the masterpiece. Jung viewed the anima process as being one of the sources of creative ability, like you said, Yakov. In his book, The Invisible Partners, John A. Sanford said that the key to controlling one's anima/animus is to recognize it when it manifests and exercise our ability to discern the anima-animus from reality. Now, so real quick, this is 4 levels of anima development that Jung talked about. Jung believed that anima development had 4 distinct levels, which in the psychology of the transference, he named Eve, Helen, Mary, and Sophia. In broad terms, the entire process of anima development in a man is about the male subject opening up emotionality, and in that way, a broader spirituality by creating a new conscious paradigm that includes intuitive processes, creativity and imagination, and psychic sensitivity towards himself and others, where it may not have existed previously. So there's Eve, which is the object of desire,
I gotta
provider
go
of
take a
nourishment,
piss. I'll be back, guys.
security, and love. Helen, the worldly achiever, intelligent and talented. Mary, righteous and paragon of virtue. And finally, Sophia, wise and fully human, equal and not all an object.
So my creative aspect must be Helen Keller.
Dude.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Wait, where are you reading this from? Where are you reading this from?
The wiki on anima and
I'm
animus.
pissing too. You guys go.
The women in my dream are succubus. I don't believe that, dude.
No, I like
That
the-
is
I
interesting.
kind of like. Yeah, it's very interesting. I like the interpretation. I guess.
You know, I think what it
helpful.
made me think of is you know, a lot of what Chan people have done is really like, you know, let loose the collective unconscious, right? And what's the first thing that we're dealing with? The shadow, the id, right? And now that that's kind of dealt with, there's you see a lot of problems with people around these circles with understanding women, right? You know, they have
Yeah.
big
Come
issues
on,
with women.
dude.
What?
I love. I fuck every day. Come on.
I'm just saying that
man.
there's a
No, I
there's
get
a
what you're
big,
saying though.
yeah,
No,
there's a
no,
big,
100%.
there's a
Corn
big issue.
I
pop.
don't get it. I don't
Corn
understand.
pop, guys.
There's a big issue with how
Sucks
I
for
don't
those
understand.
guys. Am I
to women.
right, dude? Those fucking gay virgins. Am I right?
Hmm.
No, I'm
So,
not.
so
I'm not. I'm
I
not
want to
saying
know,
that's
how
what you're
does
boiling
corn
it down
pop
to,
fit
but it
into
actually
all
makes
this?
sense what you're saying.
Yeah, there's a big issue, and it sucks because I see, a lot of my right wing friends who are like 24, 25, and they're still virgins. They don't know how to talk to women.
Oh my god.
There's a big issue here with the integration of their anima, is what I'm saying.
Well, I know
Oh,
how to
well,
talk to women. Speaking from a virgin perspective, what's
I mean,
up,
I've
gang?
only ever fucked one girl, but that was my ex.
I think there's
I know how to
kind of
talk to
banter.
women,
There's-
but-
there's
Oh
kind of-
yeah,
there's
I
kind of
fucked
banter
black
also
girls.
evident-
Goddamn
there's kind of
right,
banter
I
is also
fucked
evident
black
of
girls.
Unhealthy integration of the anima, right here. You guys are showing it.
Wait, I'm
This
showing
might-
it.
What is
Like
going
fucking
on?
black
Yeah,
girls.
This might be like kind of
Made out-
banter.
made
Black
out
girls
with
need
her
love,
yesterday.
too.
A little bit of
She's
two-
like,
You
He's
can't
like,
have
I
a
have an
serious
OnlyFans.
conversation
Look
about
at my asshole, and I'm like, I don't even think you're.
I was gonna
I don't
say-
even like you, but I'm making out with you and might potentially have sex with you. Just like, silence. I don't
All right.
know. Like,
Silence of the black girls.
All right, what I'm saying, what I would agree with is that I know a lot of people who don't have like good friends,
like, I don't even have to
like
have sex.
personal like best friends, who like I have a lot of good friends, but I know
Oh, I
people
need to
who
have
don't.
sex.
And I think like
I need to come inside of a.
Oh, I'm
I think
coming.
that coincides with like being a
some of the
virgin.
anima integration going on.
I think not having like
Boundary
good friends.
dissolution.
The chat is not pleased with the talk of
Mud
Yeah,
shark,
the
mud
virgin
shark,
chat-
mud
The
shark.
virgin chat is upset. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, surprise.
Where are we?
Big
Are we still
whoop.
talking about drug shit? Or are we on to like incel chat?
I don't know.
We're talking about
Incel
incel chat.
I guarantee you, if you don't do drugs, you're more likely to be a virgin.
I agree.
100%.
I agree.
Like-
a lot of these purity spiralers, they just never partied. I'm sorry
Like,
to say.
Th-
Well,
they
Flame,
they
keep
didn't
doing that.
choose
Make sure
to
you
be
keep doing
purity
that for a while.
spirals, dude.
Oh,
Yeah,
you
They
keep
never-
doing
they
it. Do
never
more of
chose
that.
to
Do
be
more of
purity.
that.
Give me
I'm
the
hearing
show
of-
over
Give me
here.
more of that.
Party, they just got too high and they couldn't get their dick up. What a fucking.
It's all
fag.
blurry.
Nah,
It's weird. There you go, bud.
spirals
It's
are
good.
just
You got it.
annoying,
You got it.
so-
Your
and-
dick
Yeah.
didn't work at 12 years old. Sad.
That's it. We got it. We got the shot. Flame, you can stop humping your mattress. We got the shot.
Flames mattress is gonna become pregnant and shit out a little baby.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
dude.
get
I
that
guarantee
fucking
it.
black light over there. We're gonna have to fucking
He got
inspect
so
that
much
thing.
Taco
Flame
Bell.
has
I
so much
interviewed
test
that
in
guy.
him,
I
dude.
felt like a dick because he was clearly didn't want to be on the microphone. He was like, "No English, C."
Yeah, I bet, dude.
I'm
I
sorry.
Atheist.
DoorDash Taco Bell, dude. I wouldn't
All right.
admit that shit. To be honest.
Fuck,
Well,
dude,
that
I'll
Well, that is
admit
true.
anything
You
on this
you
shit,
buy a
bro.
meal that literally would have cost you $2 if you just went to the place, but since you ordered it, now
It
it's
was like-
$30.
No, it was like 26, like 99.
Oh my god, $26 to
Oh,
Taco
no.
Bell.
That's
dude.
crazy.
Bro,
I get out of there and
holy
spend
fuck.
$3.
I live in New York,
It's-
dude. Like, I'll get
Got
stabbed
'em.
if I try to walk there, bro.
I've heard.
All right, let's talk about drug stories again. Hold up, fucking Uma.
Well,
you're
alright.
here to tell a drug story, and I want to hear that story.
Okay. This isn't like an intense drug story, and sorry, I'm chewing on my nacho. I did
so
get
cool.
the.
I'm going to interrupt real quick. Before you
Hey.
tell your drug story, no, 1 sec. So Jungian German. Okay, so the thing with the Jungian.
You're still talking about this?
I'm going to interrupt the drug story for this. So the beef that I have with Jung is that it's influenced too much by that German idealism stuff. So they take a physical thing and they make it into an abstract idea, and then they treat that abstract idea as more real than the physical thing.
I think you're just taking
Right?
this shit too seriously. If you just took it less seriously, it would all make sense.
Bullshit.
You want to hear my
But the
drug
problem is the
story?
Europeans take it seriously. So anyway, yeah, tell the drug story.
I snorted an oxy like
I guess I'll
years-
just
5
sit in
years
the
ago.
fucking corner.
They're a little too highbrow for American white people.
I
That's true.
snorted an oxy 5 years ago.
Just $26 worth of fucking Taco Bell. I can't tell my fucking story.
Tell the story, please.
And I'm still snorting oxys 5 years later.
Congratulations.
Nice, man.
Great. We have a fucking drug addict. I'm here to just tell you about a one.
I spent about a third of my life snorting oxys, so don't
It
fucking
is.
denigrate the
I'm
good
just
name of
kidding.
snorting
I'm
oxys.
joking,
Drug
bro.
addiction is a problem.
Oxys are
Many people suffer
gay,
from.
yeah. Don't be addicted to
Come on, hurry
oxys.
up,
It's
guys.
gay. I was addicted to them once, and
Uma,
hurry
tell
up.
tell your story.
Good
that's the end
job,
of my
dude.
story. That was a joke.
Not
That was a
you.
You
joke.
only got 7 viewers. What the hell?
Well, it's not surprising.
Dude, you had like 5 a minute ago. I think I'm like one of 7, and probably everybody else.
What the hell do I expect? It's all good, dude.
No, I don't even care.
Lifelong story.
Flame! Stop
Tell
it!
us the-
Flames humping the mattress. Stop! Flame, stop it!
Uma, tell your story. Tell the story.
All right.
The
here's
Mexicans
my
humping the
story.
mattress.
Here's my story. I just fucking violated a Hispanic speaking minimum wage fucking worker at like 11:48 riding a bicycle, like interview. He's like, no. I'm like shoving a fucking mic in his face. Asshole. Never mind.
That was a cool story.
So here's my paranormal story. I have actually a couple paranormal stories, but I thought that this one was the most, kind of like true, because other ones can be attributed to delusion or like the drug itself. And this one, I was just high as a kite in a giant blunt circle at a university down south. And we were all smoking blunts, and we were all high, and we were all just sort of like chilling in our own little, space. And so I was just high, and all of a sudden, like across from me, I'm just looking at the circle, looking at the people. We invited 3 people I didn't know. And it was almost like above this chick's head. It was just like these high-ass questions like, I wonder what is the meaning of the... And I was like, and I was high. I didn't think I was like hearing her thoughts or anything.
Mm.
But I responded to like her thoughts. I was like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Like I had like an abrupt like answer to like her exact question. So I don't remember her question, but hypothetically, let's say that she asked, I wonder what I want to eat. And I was like, just eat fucking food. And then as soon as like I sent that mental thought to her, all of a sudden she was like, oh my God, did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that?
Right.
That's how you
And
talk to
everybody
bitches.
around her, because I didn't say anything, because I was like, what the fuck? Everybody around her was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, dude, like, what? What do you mean, did we hear that? What? You're high as fuck. Just chill. And so after they, like, calmed her down, I was like, what the fuck just happened? But then we calmed her down and, like, I was just, like, on the other, like, end of the blunt circle, like, okay.
Mm.
And then it all calmed down again. And after it calmed down for a while, the same thing happened. Like, I started hearing thoughts again. And this time I was like curious, like, did I just fucking like speak to her telepathically? And so she's,
What
so
were you
anyway,
tripping out
after
on?
that,
You're
Huh?
just stoned?
no,
But-
I was just, like
You
I
were
wasn't
just
on
stoned?
LSD, but I had done some other trippy shit, and I had had some fucking weird ass experiences before
This is
this.
the worst drug story ever.
You had telepathy, bro. Congrats.
Well,
But that's
I mean, it's
okay.
not shocking. The telepathy thing
I'm
is like
fucking with you.
that is something that fucking definitely happens.
No,
where you
but
feel
here it
like
happens
you're
again.
normal.
I'll speed this fucking shit up, okay? And so the next thing, I know the same thing happened. She's thinking of some shit, and I like interrupted again. This time to just test if like it was me who she was fucking, on about. And again, as soon as I like, as soon as I like interrupt like whatever I was hearing like above her, she does it again, like, oh my God, it happened again. And this time, like, people were just sort of angry at her for like
Yeah.
killing the vibes again. They were sort of like really angry at her.
Uma.
And then she sort of shut up. And I could tell, like, after that happened a second time, she was sort of deflated. And it was interesting because she stopped thinking because she was so like canceled by people, and I felt
Got
bad. I
her.
didn't want to, and I also didn't want to be that one weirdo that like stood up, because I was in high school at the time, and these were like college people that were cooler than me, I thought. And so I didn't want to be like, I spoke to you for, and it would just be
Well,
like,
that would
it would
have
just
totally
be
fucking harshed the buzz
weird.
for everybody. That would have been
No.
bizarre. You never do that. You never give
Dude,
away
I
your
would-
telepathic powers.
Dude,
And so then that happened. That was my one weird drug story that I wanted to tell. I got some other, but that was
Everyone
I have
has
a-
telepathic powers. The
I
reason
have
why we
a-
suppress them is because of that type of situation.
K,
I have
K,
a
K,
story
K,
just
K,
like-
K,
I'm
K,
going to listen to
go
my
off.
thoughts
I want
all
K
the
to go off. Everybody else stop. K can go off. Go off.
The reason why you don't hear everyone's thoughts all the time and influence them all the time consciously is because it's fucking annoying.
We gotta work
Oh,
towards
yeah,
that.
fucking
she was
annoying.
See,
annoying.
I have the sense that
I did
over
respond in a sarcastic way, like,
overstimulation, I believe, to the point where Jesus Christ, what? There's so much fucking shit happening. How do I deal with all this? That is at the edge of everybody's fucking senses. There are certain fucking biological processes in place to make sure you don't fucking feel that. But at the same time, you are capable of all of that.
Yep.
So I think that can often be what like schizophrenic breaks are. Jesus Christ, it's fucking everywhere. Everything's a fucking pattern suddenly. They're all coming at me. They're all looking at me. They're all thinking about. Yeah, they all had a fucking. They all did have a thought about you briefly in their minds that went away like immediately.
Right.
That's right.
And like a
All that
normal
information
person.
is coming into us. It's always
Yeah.
coming into us, and the plants help with the dissolution of boundaries, like Terrence McKenna talked about, the boundary
Yeah.
dissolution. You experience that, and Terrence McKenna also would say that what that is kind of a mental and emotional psychic like evolution towards some singularity or eschaton, whatever that we're all heading towards. So you get little moments, little brief little pockets where that shit will like.
That
poke
is
into
the
your
only time
thing.
you
Then
know
the
God
world
is
will end.
in those briefest moments are the only times you can know God. And if you knew more than that, you would go
That's right.
mad. And no man has seen God that hasn't tasted death. Something
That's why I
along
don't
those
trust people
lines.
that don't like psychedelics. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, where you don't have that experience and understand and recognize it for what it is?
And every time
Some
I do
people are
psychedelics,
not
I think
fair,
to
I don't
myself, like, well, I'm kind of, I'm not like in these words, but like the feelings are there where it's like, I'm kind of afraid to do this. Like, well, what if this happens? What if this happens? But then once I'm there,
have
it's like, God, this is home. This is it. This is where I want to be.
That's right, man.
I have that same issue too. It's like when I open the foil up and I look at it, like I get this sensation in my brain, like it's like subconsciously my brain is telling me it's like, oh shit.
Mm.
Oh, we doing
you know,
it again,
like,
dog.
There's like two. It's kind of interesting. You guys are talking about the collective unconscious and all that. It's like if you could be in tune with your unconscious mind, like your subconscious, because like there's more to that than just like
Congruent.
what K9 was saying with like our senses, like the touching and feeling and our smell and sight and all that. There is like a mental aspect, because like when you forget something, it's just in the back of your subconscious. Imagine if you were able to access everything, you would be able to remember every little
Maybe
detail.
too annoying.
You'd remember all of those moments that you did
Yeah.
something stupid when you were 10 years old all at once, and you'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
what did I...
I
It's
feel
all
like
worthless.
if you could access it, all of it at the same time, like you wouldn't exist like thinking about it all the time. You would sort of exist above it, and
I
above
disagree.
it you would be interacting. Oh,
I don't
should
think
be
you're
above it either,
you're
if you're
not
thinking about it or
you
not.
are not biologically capable of being above all of those fucking moments. The only way
Not all the
you can
time.
be above
And
is
that's
by
my
being
point.
apart
That's my
from
point.
them.
Like you would have to exist on like a different fucking plane. Like
Yep.
you would have to be interacting with, the
these
people
moments
that
would slaughter
are
you.
above.
You have to
Every moment,
experience it
every
all at the
stupid
same
thing you
time.
regret doing would be on you all of the time. You can't do it. That's your body. The prison that is your body is built
No,
of
you
bars
have
of
to
these
transcend
moments.
You
the
gotta
prison
delete
that is
the
your body.
accumulated effects of your mind and spirit on
Delete
your
them.
body, so it
Just
doesn't
delete
affect you so
them,
much.
says this guy. Who I
who's
don't buy the deletion. I don't buy it at all.
It's a
who says
misnomer.
you have
It's
to
a
experience
misnomer.
it all at the same time. Like,
Well, I think that's
you
we're talking about almost though. We're talking about like the awareness of all of these things around you, every sense that's coming in, which would include like the thoughts
if
of
you're
others.
talking about
So
like
you're-
the awareness of all of it, no, you're gonna fucking die.
You'd shoot yourself. I'd shoot myself.
Your brain is like a
For what?
filter of all this information, man. You're filtering all this stuff. But I think there's an aspect of these things that are constantly, all this information is constantly coming into your unconscious mind. You're just not aware of it. And to speak, I think what Flame was going to say is that there seems to be something more subtle, more high that is kind of in our unconscious that we're not really aware of. The collective unconscious, all these like kind of higher archetypes that pattern the way that we express our lives, that are coming from some overmind, some Gaia, some new sphere, something like that we're not really aware of. And when you do, take DMT or you get into high states of meditation, it's like you're connecting with it, you're communicating with it.
Yeah, I would say like it's like split up in like I guess like when people say mind, body, and spirit, because like that would probably fall under maybe spirit.
Yes, sir.
Because
Right.
it says very.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, let me try to take this full circle. Mind, body, spirit. Mind is God. Body
That's
Christ.
German
Body-
idealism, bro.
is the earth,
Body.
is the woman. God being the
Okay.
father,
There you go.
earth being the woman. Mind is you, the God man born. Here we have Osiris, Isis, and Horus all represented.
You're really influenced by theosophy and
Okay.
German idealism.
I am very influenced by theosophy. I wouldn't argue against that, but I
Well,
also
let's
think
hear it.
I
Let's
do
hear it.
believe in all
What
of
are
these-
you, Hitler?
these
I wanna hear
perennial
your whole-
philosophies.
No,
I
but
do
I don't
believe
like
in the
the Helen of
perennialism.
Blavatsky. So
Well, Blavatsky's
Or
a
Alice
whole other
Bailey.
tangent on all of this. Like, I don't like Bailey or Blavatsky either, dude.
yeah,
Helena
but
Blavatsky
the,
is a
the seed of a thing.
cunt.
The seed of a thing.
But this wasn't the seed.
Seed.
You could say this is like the popularization.
branch,
This is not the
roots.
seed. The seed
branch,
was
leaf.
thousands and thousands of years ago, dude.
Yes, I know, but I don't like theosophy, and I have a chip on my shoulder about it.
But you don't really have a problem with Freemasons?
Hey, I didn't say anything about Freemasons.
I'm making assumptions, but I asked you a question.
I'm not gonna make any answers.
What the fuck, dude? This guy.
I reserve. I have many reservations about commenting about many subjects.
Anyway,
Anywho.
I like theosophy. But
I'm
something
basically a
about that
perennialist. Perennialism is throughout
Right.
theosophy, so I can't help but kind of dive into it. But I'm not a
I agree.
theosophist.
And
So-
I think something you said that was just interesting on one of the shows that I did with you was that I remembered was that these theosophists, they got access to all this like Eastern stuff before
Oh, yes.
anybody could come and censor it or hide it or whatever. They were the
Bruh.
first to have access to a lot of that.
That's how I see theosophy
Dude.
is like the popularization of basically Hinduism in the West. But even like
pretty much.
and that's why I say Hinduism, because Hinduism doesn't specify fucking anything. But that's how these people were. They would bring like these broad fucking topics without
And
any
it was so broad.
specification. Yeah.
Right. It was so broad that it fell in on itself. It's like, what are we even doing here?
Yeah.
Something about that with the spirit that makes me the way that I think about that, the macrocosmic level or what's above us. I think of it in a really like simple way. Like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the chat, the viewers are familiar with this guy, Pierre Slylard de Chardin. Anybody?
Hmm.
No,
No,
he
but
was a Catholic. He was a Catholic priest who wrote some really interesting stuff on evolution in a kind of Christian sense.
Mhm.
And he was famous for this idea of the omega point, that we're kind of coming, that the return of Christ is going to be this like technological integrated singularity that will eventually happen, where the Earth becomes like one atom. So the way that I see the singularity or the spirit or the whatever is
That's
above us,
very
the Mahapuruša.
interesting.
Thank you.
Wait, no, but like drop that somewhere so I can look into that, because I had the same like
Uh-huh.
feelings, but I don't know.
No, Chardin is
So-
great. I'll put it in the
Not
chat
in a
here.
good way. It's sort of scary to think about, but
If you wanted to, I mean, it's worth taking a look at. He helped define, McKenna's ideas. A lot of people borrowed from Chardin. But what I was saying is that I see it very, very easily to me that, our interpersonal interactions are the things that go on in our life, like kind of a very basic, our connections with each other, this conversation we're having right now, all of this is the pinnacle, the spear point of evolution. It's not within just like physical things like evolving right now. We've reached the point where that's done. We're evolving right now. Evolution is happening in a sociological kind of interpersonal level, and every human being is like a kind of a cell that's going to one day come together and go to the next scale upwards.
And this is
create this, like,
McKenna's
kind of macro-
singularity.
Yeah, well, McKenna got it from Chardine.
That's why he's getting a hole drilled in his head for his
Gotta
knurling.
do it.
That's
Gotta do it.
Got to.
It's
I
inevitable,
don't know,
right?
dude.
It's inevitable.
Give birth to
It's
the
just
know.
inevitable, and that's the end of space.
Dog,
and
I
time.
got about, dude, I've been
Where God
eating
is.
ecstasy, dog. I got about 100 holes in my brain, and you're gonna shit on this hole, this specific
Right.
hole.
I
What
know,
about
right?
holes?
I already got holes in my brain, bro.
Doing ecstasy.
Sponge.
But really, I think when I go into like when you trip or when you have like mystical states of consciousness and you can see upward, it's kind of like I see that as like a cell. Like I'm a cell and I can see the whole physical body. You know, I can see the Mahapurusha, I can see the Adam Kadmon, and I can kind of view things from that level. And I can my job here, at least I don't know about you guys, my job here is to kind of weave that connection together and help the next kind of stage of evolution, which is going to be spiritual.
Yeah, I agree with that.
God,
Yeah, all
it
the
feels
all
so
the
good to
Kundalini
say.
stuff,
I
right? And
almost,
the Kundalini
it
chakras, all that
feels
stuff.
so good. I almost want to counter signal it, but I can't.
I was gonna ask who farted, but I
It's
didn't.
like I feel like the next like we as humans like we have to try to reach a singularity in our existence.
God, this
So
is
that
like
means-
the gayest conversation
Yeah.
we've ever had, but I've never
Isn't
agreed with more of my
But-
heart.
But
Sad.
like there is other things that are going to try to reach singularity before us.
I
And-
don't think singularity is possible.
here's
it
here's
is.
my take.
I'm gonna do
I want to lay out my take real quick on singularity, and you can fucking pick it apart.
Okay.
For me, singularity is when we go through the entire cycle and all the bullshit that comes with it, all of the karmas of life. I think that the singular point without time and space that emanates all existence, all material existence that we can even fucking imagine. I think what it wants to do is experience itself, and it needs us to experience all of that, whether it's the good, the bad, every fucking victory, every fucking tragedy, every rape, every
Animism,
every
spiritism.
discovery, everything, no matter what. It wants to experience all of that. And when we
That's
do,
evolution, man.
when we do experience every
Yes.
bit of that and every piece and parcel of it being all of us, when we all go home, brother, and we're all back in the bosom of God, that is singularity. But we have to go through this whole
you
cycle. It
don't
includes
think
all
the
of us and many
Antichrist, the
lifetimes
false
and many
prophet,
earths.
And the evil one are going to be like locked away. You think everybody?
I think those are like the cycles of golden ages on Earth.
I was just gonna say this is Satya Yuga. That's the next age. When Kali Yuga ends, it's Satya Yuga. That's
Those
what you're
are
talking about.
smaller cycles within the greater cycle.
Within
There's no end to anything.
Hey,
But-
Yakov,
The
I
physical
actually
universe is
have
infinite.
I have a clip.
There
for
will be
what
an
we were
end to,
talking
like, a
about. I put it
segment
in the bar and grill. Could you play
I
that
don't
clip?
know.
Oh, I
Yeah.
can see what I can
I-
do. Yeah, I'll give it a whirl.
I think
It's related to exactly what we're talking about. Have you seen this movie called Zardoz?
Nah.
Oh,
see if I
Isn't
can
that
pull
the
it
you
one
would
with
like
fucking
that.
Movies are
Sean
real, but
Connery?
anime is real life.
It's really
Does that
fucking
have
good. But
Sean Connery in it?
if you
Yeah.
can play, yeah, the one with Sean Connery, yeah, Zardoz.
Yeah.
I'll see what I
oh yeah.
Someone has seen Zardoz, like
Sorry,
they're on a
guys.
different
Good movie,
level.
bro.
I could ask.
If
like,
if
100
I
people
play this,
online, "Have you
will I
seen
immediately get
Zardoz?"
my fucking channel taken down for playing a movie scene? I think I kind of will. I don't really want to do that.
So
What-
like
what
To be
is the
totally
movie about?
honest.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, but that
So,
doesn't
like-
mean shit. To be totally
That
honest with
doesn't
you.
tell me what it's about either.
so like
This looks like.
I don't wanna play
Wild
this.
West.
what about like the singularity of machines? Like
Okay.
Well, I do believe that machines are part of this natural process that is taking us somewhere. Like I think machines are part of
already is.
nature. It's only synthesized with this intelligence of humanity, which is really just spirit. And I think like there is an aspect of nature that wants us to seed the stars, and that's because we have to experience everything, every single fucking thing, whether
don't know
good
about
or
that.
bad, and there will be plenty of both. We'll get both.
what if machines
So we'll
turn
get to
on us?
experience things like
Wow, that's
space
probably-
weed.
What about
So I
transhumanism?
feel like machines will be
Transhumanism
the
is a
first,
dick.
One at a time. One at a
machines
time.
out
Flame,
into
flame,
space.
flame, 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 flame.
What if they turn
Sorry.
on us? Like what if what if they reach singularity?
Well,
What
that's
if-
the
Wait,
beauty
wait.
of it.
That's
That's
a
the
real
beauty of
problem.
all of this. They will. And we might even
did.
regain control
Yeah.
over them. It's going to go back and forth. We're going
Gave
to
it
get the
over to
good, the
them.
bad, the
We put
everything.
demons in them. Demons, guys. We put demons.
Demons.
In them.
Yeah, like yeah, that's one aspect. Is like, what if
Demons.
these machines
I
get
think there will
possessed?
be like a ghost in the machine
It's a
type thing, and we'll
possibility, man.
use them
We
for
already
like
put demons in the
interstellar,
computer.
interstellar travel. That'd be
Greasy.
sick.
Go
dude.
to the machine. That sounds like a friggin'
I
anime
feel like
title or something.
I feel like
It
deep
is an
into
anime
One at a
title,
time. I
it's a
need you
good
guys. I
anime.
need you guys to
Don't
work
you
with me a little
ever
more. It'd just be
heard
one of you motherfuckers at a time. Who's got the take? Greasy, did you get all of your takeout?
We're brainwashing here.
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
want
Like I
takeout.
said, like I think machines will like
Or
do
gay.
the work for us. Hopefully one day.
Well, I think we're going
As far
towards a
as
golden age
exploration.
where there is abundance. Scarcity is gone.
I think so too.
Everything is automated. You don't have to
Yep.
worry about your shelter, your food, or anything like that. And that sounds really
Sure.
weird in this political climate. Like, oh, you're talking about communism. I'm fucking talking about some shit that's probably hundreds of fucking years away. I don't know, man, but I do
totally
think that's
agree
where we're
with
going.
you.
That's the golden age. That's where we're coming
I
out
agree.
of the Kali Yuga.
What we
Coming
need
out of
to
that.
make it happen is a spiritual awakening, and I think that shows like this, you doing this kind of the great work, doing this kind of work is really what that's about. Getting people to wake up and to be spiritually and mentally ready to handle all
They
that
just
kind of
accept Jesus.
progression.
The sad thing about creating a machine is like the people creating it have to have like a reason, a good reason, and I don't think we have that right now. Like I don't think we have a sound.
That will happen over
So you
time.
need
Would be
you need the
motivator.
spiritual part of it, man.
You're
You
right.
just need
right,
to,
exactly.
you have to just look on a longer scale, dude.
Physically.
And this shit will happen. But
Right.
it's like beyond your
Drama-
lifetime. That's for goddamn sure. So if you're looking for it in your life, like fuck off.
No,
Um,
use mushrooms to
well,
protect
we're
Me
too
personally,
busy. We're too
I'm
busy
going to
arguing.
incarnate in Shambhala. I'm going to incarnate in Shambhala, and then I'm going to come back here. And
Exactly.
I'm gonna keep monitoring it like I've been doing.
But I think that
As a
there's
member of-
exists.
there's
What are
truth to
your
that.
guys'
There's
thoughts?
truth
I've
to
got
that.
a take here.
If it's not just a
Pollock.
visionary
Pollock's
paradise
got a
that
take.
exists as a visionary
Pollock.
reality.
I got a
Pollock's
take.
take.
I got a take. I got a
Mm-hmm.
take. So you got all this stuff about the way things work, and how things go, and you have this natural order in which time kind of flows. But if you get this feeling that society and civilization has been here before,
Mhm.
and there's this constant cycle of I guess you could say epochs, time periods. And I'm just not wondering if we've because I was reading a fucking article about a hammer found in a limestone like rock in Texas somewhere. I think it was in Central Texas,
Ooh.
and it was analyzed. And
Out-of-place
the wooden
artifact.
part, the wooden part of the handle, they carbon dated it, and it was showing up to be like over 100,000 years old or something crazy like that. Then they analyzed, because then they thought, oh well, this is a natural occurring thing, and somehow the iron ore got compacted into what looks like a hammerhead.
Mental
But they
gymnastics.
They analyzed the hammerhead, and it was made with at least like 19th century technology. They thought
There's a lot of stuff.
yeah.
Well, it's odd to find the tool, but usually we just find like the product of a tool, and we have no idea how they did it. I guess.
That's
pottery.
And also, I had flame muted for some reason, so I apologize for talking over him. I don't know why I had flame muted.
I
Probably because
talk
he's
over
always
everyone
yelling the
intentionally.
N word. He's
I-
usually
I-
yelling the N word.
Can I
like
tell
that
my acid experience from the other
Yeah,
night?
yeah.
Let's go into
That
that a
sounds
little
good.
bit.
Oh God.
All right, so I ate some tabs. These are tabs
like this
from
story.
the last
Good.
gathering of the Juggalos. They were no fucking joke. Never in my life have I done 2 tabs that fucked me up this goddamn hard. It was unbelievable. I'm sitting there in the voice call with fucking Kay and Greasy. Greasy says he's gonna stay up with me, and we're gonna trip.
Sorry.
Not at all. He was in the car. He fucking fell asleep with his fucking headset on or some shit. Because that motherfucker was
No,
gone.
I've never done that, but
And then-
I definitely went to bed.
I remember talking to Kay, and I'm like, all right, yeah, this is kind of mild. I don't really remember how the come up happens, but like, if this is all it is, this is kind of cool. And eventually, I just disconnect from the fucking call. I'm like, this shit be hitting, dog. So
Yeah, I felt it. I felt him coming up. It was.
there's energy. There do be energy.
Oh
So
man.
now, man, when I got into that shit, man, it was heavy as fuck, serious fucking visuals. And I'm getting the closed eye shit. I'm getting the fucking like Pollock was talking about earlier. I'm getting the fucking the rising and the falling and the building and the crumbling of all of these like icons.
It's that grabby acid is what it is. That shit's so grabby.
I'll tell you this: if I was at the gathering, I would have fucking shit my pants, dude. It would have been terrifying. I would have found somewhere
I hate
quiet.
that kind of acid, dude. That like fucks with you like that. But go on.
So I'm having a very, I want to say, motherly trip, as I tend to do. I always get these vibes of like the mother, the earth, Gaia, the mother goddess, however you want to say it. I always get those fucking vibes. And I was very much getting it. And it was treating me, the feelings I was getting were treating me like I was like a stubbed toe on the foot of this much larger organism that I couldn't even comprehend. And it's just like just calm down. Just calm down and we'll get through the day. Stop hurting, relax.
But I'm the sexual organ.
And we'll get through this. And it was a very motherly thing that it's like, it's okay. It's okay. And like I got the feeling I was a part of a much bigger thing that just wanted me to chill the fuck out. And it's like, I don't think people are aware of how much tension and stress they're fucking carrying around until you do something like this and it fucking shakes you. Like, dude, you're feeling all of this shit. You have to let go. You have to relax. And it's like, it also told me that if you relax, if you release that tension, the world's not going to end. You know, your house isn't going to fall over.
I love that idea so much, dude.
Me too,
that
man.
tension is holding me together.
Me too.
That's who I am.
It was the most beautiful thing in the world. And it's not saying you don't have to do these things. It's saying, like, if you just you can take a deep breath. Like, the fucking FBI is not going to kick down the door the second you fucking chill out.
You worry about that?
No. I don't think and none of these. None of these are conscious worries. And that was like, you know, that's how how my world would quickly fucking crumble in a very visual and meme-worthy way. Whatever the fuck. But it's like all of these little stresses and tensions that you don't even realize are there. They're just eating away all the time. You have to be able to fucking relax.
That's the beauty of acid, just to like fucking send a lightning rod through your brain or like whatever you want to call it, like
Did
to
you eventually
relax you and have like
force
you.
There's the thing is that in that moment, I immediately released all this fucking, all this tension that was on my body that I didn't realize was there, that I hadn't really thought about or like relaxed in a long time. And then I was legitimately shocked when like nothing went wrong. And it's like, I didn't know that was in me. And none of this is conscious. But there's this other thing telling me that was very motherly, that it's okay.
Outside of shows, like when I take acid, it's like always therapeutic. Like usually it's when I'm camping. When I take acid during shows, it's like, well, you know, like fuck. But when I take it like in a campfire, it's exactly as you describe. It's like a release, like I don't know. I mean, you know why? There's a reason why drug addicts and all these people with problems have to go dose their brain off and to become normal again. It's like as me and my friends used to call it, like I'd be like, man, I just need a psychedelic reset. Like I've been dealing with that shit. You know, life sucks. Whatever. I need to go. Like, let's go camping and have a psychedelic reset where we go sit down and like watch the fire for 7 hours and have the experience. I guess you're talking about. I mean, please go on. I mean, your experience sounded extremely fun.
It was. I mean, fun might not be the word.
Scary,
but it was
scary. I guess.
Scary's not the word either.
Acidy, I
But
guess.
it took me the fuck out of my comfort zone, 100%.
I would love to like walk up on a guy who's walking his cat on acid.
That was another thing. Let me go on with this a little bit. Now, this shit got very visual. I was having visualizations of all of these things I'm talking about in my head when I closed my eyes. The fucking closed eye was full on. But once I got to the peak, man, the open eye visuals were something I've never fucking experienced ever. I've never like looked at things and that's like real. Seeing a real thing on acid, hallucinating something that looked very realistic. Like I've had many like images pop up and like things happening in the curves of reality, whatever the fuck. Things out on the peripheral, but I never had things right in my face. Now we're talking about cats here. My cat was being very, very strange. I was having these visions of like little critters running around me. I don't know, like little weaselly things just out of the corner of my eyes. That was pretty intense. My cat didn't fucking want to be anywhere near those things, which was very, very, very strange. Now, at a certain point, I look out my window, right in front of me where I'm looking now, and I see this fucking craft flying over my house. And it didn't really look that abnormal. It was like, all right, well, that's weird. I'm gonna check this out. But it had like blinking lights and shit, and I was like, all right, well, this could be easily explained as a plane. I'm looking at it, I'm like, I can't quite tell what that is. And I go out onto my porch, and my cats follow me around at this point. And I close the door behind me, and she's on the other side. I'm outside on my porch. I'm looking up at the sky, and I'm starting to focus now. The sky is full of crafts, completely full of fucking crafts that I can't identify with lights on them
The
and shit.
LSD took their cloaking shit away
And
from them.
it
That's what
was
You-
fucked. Now
you
I'm seeing
unlocked
things.
something.
I was seeing things that seemed very close. I was seeing
Yeah.
things that seemed very far away, and I can't. I have no fucking perspective on like how far away any of this looked or anything. But like on every
They were
level,
always there.
through the
You just
entire
tapped
sky,
into 'em.
they were all. It was just full of impossible fucking crafts.
Yeah, that's like maybe that's what happened.
So
Like,
now
the
I'm-
fucking
If it was
technology-
real, I
It
wonder.
reminds me
Yeah,
of my
like-
dream last night.
So I'm looking up there, and I'm having like flashes to like these schizo people I used to know. I used to know this one guy who I went UFO hunting with, who'd be like, the pyramid UFOs are parked in the sky. They're ready
Wow.
for they're up there right now. And like I was having like thoughts of that and shit. And now I'm looking at these crafts, and I'm like, I'm focusing on them. And I don't know how to explain this to people who haven't done psychedelics, but like when you're on acid, you like, and you're like focused in on that shit, and you can feel like a vibration in your head, and you're like just zoning in on something. And I'm feeling like I'm kind of like they're aware of me now. Like they know I'm here. They felt that. And at that point, I'm like, I can't stop myself from
They
doing it. I'm
realize
like,
you see them, and then they
yeah,
see you.
yeah. And I'm like,
Oh.
I'm focused on him. And I hear my cat on the other side of the door going nuts, going
Cats are so
absolutely
gay,
nuts.
dude.
And at that point, I'm like, all right, cat does not want me out here fucking with these UFOs. I should probably go inside. And that's how I didn't get missing 411 on my porch.
Yes, yes.
And
Your cat
You could have
prevented
gotten a
you from
Palladium
having a great
GF. Though.
experience.
Yeah, you could have had a Palladium GF.
Dude, it was so
No,
fucking
for real,
intense.
for real.
Cats
And then
are gay, dude.
at that point,
I
that's
think Malik is right. This
that's-
the
was
weird thing is, are you gonna meet a Palladian GF, or are you gonna meet like a shape shifting shit that just wants to like?
Yakov was about to get
Pull
his
you back
cheeks
down.
grabbed
well,
by
this
a
is
Palladian.
this is the moment during the trip when the open eye visuals went fucking nuts. And at this point
Peter
forward, as I'm
Corey
looking
time.
into my yard, and like I'm seeing like weird lizard creatures walking around and shit. I'm seeing them, dude. 100%. This ain't no fucking swirly fucking acid trace. This ain't fucking nothing standard, dude. Seeing these weird lizard creatures walking around and shit. Seeing things moving about in the fucking tree line outside my house.
Yes.
Woo!
The
Intense,
gathering is
dude.
just gets more based by the minute, dude.
Where's
I'm
Doro?
telling you.
They're
telling
handing
you.
out fucking like Palladian like exposure mind waking acid. Is that what you're telling me?
Well, it was the most intense acid I've ever taken. I've taken large doses of acid. Like I've taken like a strip before, like 10 hits, and yet I was more fucked up on 10 hits. But I've never been this fucked up on 2 hits. That's
It's
damn
different
sure.
when you don't expect it
Interesting.
to, like when it grabs you and just throws you into the fucking orbit. Like I hate that kind of acid. I
Yeah.
love smooth acid. I
remember
hate
I think-
grabby.
You should
That
have
sort of
the-
acid
for the-
is
for the
fine
Palladium
if I'm by
discussion,
myself.
You should have the music bot playing the "You Didn't Have to Cut Me Off" song.
Jujutsu acid.
Dun, 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 dun. His cat's like. I would have kicked your cat across the room and then
We
just
didn't have
ripped
to
my
start
dick off.
our teeth.
Didn't have to
together.
suck me
Why
off!
was like so against you, like leaning into that shit. I wonder what the cat.
I don't
I
know,
would've
man.
ran off into
Cats,
the woods.
You know, Scar in the chat says kitties are heavenly beings, and I do believe that.
What a fag.
it's
I
true.
believe that fucking that's why cats were so
Buddhas of the animal
revered in Egypt.
Cats
And now-
are lame.
I
Yeah,
also
but
I
they
my
got
first
dogs.
my first
I
psychedelic
think
experience with a bunch of cats was when I was tripping balls on 5 hits of acid, and I'm like passing out on my friend's fucking porch, and there's a bunch of cats that just live outside. There's like fucking 10 of them. They're all just crawling all over me, purring on me and shit while I'm tripping balls. And now to this
Jesus.
purring, my brain, the vibration that's happening in my brain was like the same same wavelength as the purring, and because of that, I was able to visualize much more powerfully. And I'm like, these are interdimensional telephones. That's what.
That's
cat
called
is.
toxomeiosis or whatever
That's
the fuck
fine.
it is.
I'll take it, dude.
That's cat poop invading your brain.
I got no
Cats
problem.
That's
are
right. That's
gay.
how the symbiosis process begins.
Dude,
What
I
about
would.
dogs?
Would you rather have Max or your cat in like a?
While I'm
in a
tripping?
fucking- not tripping.
While I'm
in a,
tripping,
like, a
I'll take the
survival
cat. The dog
situation.
actually needs to be looked after. The cat
If
does
you
its
had to
own
like
thing.
live,
See, when you
you had
eat
to
the
live
cat
off the
shit,
grid.
that's how you get the
for
right
like 10
connection.
years.
I'm a cat guy. I'm
I
cat
was gonna
gang
say,
all day. I
think
love dogs, but
I
I'm a
think
cat
dogs
guy.
are also like that. I think dogs, like, because they're
They
very
are.
important.
Yeah,
They're very
they
important
are
for, like,
in their
how
own way.
humans-
Dude. Okay, I'll tell you this much. Dogs. There are people who have dogs who can tell like their blood pressure is off or some
Mhm.
weird shit. You know what I'm saying?
Cancer smelling dog is a
Or
thing.
can't. Yeah, they're dogs. There are dogs that if a person is about to have a seizure, they'll walk up to him and be like, "Hey, buddy, like, what's going on?"
Dog
you
is a
know?
companion
Like,
animal for
cats
utility.
are just nigger.
No,
You're the
fuck!
worst.
No,
We
you
can't
don't
get through
understand.
one
Dog is a
fucking
utility
show
animal.
with Greasy without this shit. It's impossible.
Dog is a utility animal.
I'm sorry, dude.
K918
I just hate
interrupts.
cats. I like
And
cats, but I hate
cats
the
are
value
useful.
placed on cats.
Cats are useful in a different way. Cats are useful for getting rid of vermin.
Yeah,
Cats
I
are
mean, I
useful-
used to have pet rats.
Cats
I
are
used
also
to have pet
extremely
rats, and I loved
fucking
pet
therapeutic. Cats are super fucking therapeutic.
Dude, they
They're
don't
so
like,
relaxing.
They don't come
My
around.
cat
How many times-
loves
The cat
me,
has-
dog.
Out of
You
24
are
hours
way
in a
wrong.
day, they come up to you and like sniff you like once. and
Super
you're like,
wrong about
"Oh,
my
my
cat.
cat!"
Nah, my cat is
Yeah, I
always
got
in the
5
same room
dogs,
as me,
so, yeah.
fucking constantly. Always wants to be near me. Does
The
not want to
shape-
be parted from me
Well,
for a
that's
single
cool.
second.
The shape of the cat's midbrain is more similar to the human midbrain than
That's
the
the
dog's
thing.
midbrain.
That's the thing I hate about
Cats-
cats is they don't need. They like constantly just. Like they don't care whether you live or die. They
You
just
met
want
one
food.
bad
Cat's
cat,
emotional
and now you're
reactions
racist
are
against
more
cats.
like a human than a dog.
I'm extremely racist to cats. Cats fucking suck, dude.
Ah, dude, I love
It's
and
because they're more like
I
humans.
struggle with it because I wish I liked cats, but like I don't. I just
You
don't.
love people.
You know, I had a weird experience about cats versus rats. Like, I remember
I like rats,
when I was
too.
smoking.
A classic
I
would-
like that.
I had 3 pet rats. for a
Rats are
long
great.
time.
They're like little dogs.
Rats are
They're
fun.
so fucking cool. They're great.
Smart
You
too.
should
Yeah,
have
but like
Doberman.
Rats are
wild
awesome,
rats.
dude.
Wild
Rats are
rats are
funny.
different.
I'm sure they
That's
are.
crazy.
You get that pet store rat, dude. That thing is immediately climbing in the cage trying to lick you. Like it loves you immediately.
Oh yeah,
Those
I
things
used
are
to give
awesome.
my I used to give my rats like tea bags. My mother's
Teabag
English.
rats.
Yeah. My mother used to like
Stop
you know,
watching me, Gracie.
use her.
I know.
She'd make a cup of tea, and then she'd throw the bag of tea in the rat cage, and they'd like nibble on it and just go fucking nuts because it was full of caffeine. Fucking weird. And, like start like going crazy. I used to wake up to them like rattling the cage. Anyway,
I was smoking weed in the park, and I remember seeing a rat like chasing away. I remember seeing a cat chasing away wild rats, and I was like, I just got this strong feeling of like rats over cats. So I was walking home, and I was like chanting
did
this
you
mantra.
salute? Did you Hitler salute once you saw it happening?
Almost, but
Hail cats!
I was chanting like
Hail!
I was chanting cats over rats, cats over rats, cats over rats.
Death to the
And I'm in
rats.
New York
of
City,
us.
so it's obviously rats over cats. And I remember I was walking, and like I stopped
Bro, there's
while
like
I'm
30
chanting
million
this.
pounds of
It's so like in my brain that I'm writing it in my notes, like cats over rats. And then this trash can, like, I'm like, what the fuck is going on in this trash can? And then this ginormous rat launches out of this fucking trash can, like lifts it up, launches out. And it like
just trying to be
looks
your
at me in the eye while I'm like internally chanting cats over rats. And it like looks at me and it's like it said, rats over cats. And I was like, oh my
That's right.
God. So
The fucking Vermintide Rising, brother.
I was
Oh,
like,
God.
I didn't want to feel, cats over rats. I stopped saying it because I felt like New York City
You
is
li-
owned by rats.
You-
It's
you
like
received the
it's
in a
rats
lot of
over
ways.
cats.
He would have been missing 411 by the
If
way.
I was a space marine, I would spare the cat and kill the rat. Dude.
Scar says rats don't live too long,
Not
and that
really.
sucks. I kind of think that's like the best part of rats.
I
That it's not
did.
that much
I
of a
had two
commitment, to be
rats,
honest.
and one of them got really sick and died, and I had to bury it. It was really
See,
sad.
I had
and
a
the other one just
hairless
died as
rat,
well.
and every time I would take it out of the cage, it would shit on me. And it was
What?
sad.
Dude, my cat used
It would
to-
just
or my
bounce
rat
all
used to,
over you?
I had two rats. One was kind of weird, but one used to like sit on my shoulder all the time.
No,
Yeah, I knew a girl who would
Josephina-
walk around with a
Josephine
rat,
Was chill,
just hang
but
out with it.
Pearl, she had anxiety, and she would just shit and shit and shit. And I wanted to love her, but she would just shit on me. And I was like, "Oh my god, I don't want to hold you if you're just gonna fucking shit on me."
The crazy thing is they're nocturnal. Like I said, when I'd be sleeping, like my rat cage is like 3 feet from my bed, and I would just hear them going.
I had
fucking
chinchillas.
nuts
It was the
all
same
nights,
thing.
dude.
I would have like
Yeah,
friends
I'd hear
over,
them
and they'd be all
running on the
fucked
wheel.
up.
I'd wake
It
up
was
and just
fu- they
punch
would
them,
run on
like,
the wheel.
I would-
like,
I'd rock the
endlessly
fucking
at
cage.
night.
I'd have
Shit.
friends who were over, we're all fucked up from fucking partying. They're trying to pass out on my couch, and like I can't sleep with these fucking chinchillas. I'm like, get wrecked, get wrecked. I'm just fine with it.
I love critters, man. I
I
love
love
little critters,
animals.
dude.
Animals in general, I love. Like I hate that they have to war after each other, but
Yeah, me too.
it
Why
is
they
what
gotta
it
do
is.
that?
I
Life
take
on Earth,
cats over
man.
rats. I'm sorry, cats over rats. I know the rats fucking are pissed
Nah,
about
dude,
it,
cats
but
are gay.
Kitties
Dude,
are
I
cuter.
I love watching bunnies like eat like dandelions my lawn.
Sure.
But I swear to God, if I see a fucking a cat, like there was one time I saw
It's
a
gonna
cat
come
show
for your
up
bunnies.
and start coming for my bunnies, dude. And I was like, I'm gonna kill this fucking
oh
cat.
nah, like
I'm gonna
bunnies
strangle
are
this
just
cat.
so
I'm gonna lure him, I'm
tranquil.
gonna
If you
tune it,
see
I'm gonna
bunnies
kill him.
in your yard, like
Yeah, dude, I got
protect that shit
bunnies
at
all
all
over.
costs.
Yeah, there's too
I
many
love-
of them. Letting the cats out. Who let the cats out?
There's too
what's it
many
called?
cats in the world. I'll tell you that much.
What's it called when you
Australian
snuff a
nigga.
bunny with
What's
your
that,
hand?
Australian
like,
homie,
like
dude,
this
he
one
gets it.
like person had a cat on an island and it like extincted. I know it's not a word. Extincted
No,
like
no.
50 rare
Extinctified.
bird species.
Yeah, that was the Montrean Islands, I think, and
My
it was
God.
the dodos.
I was
Yeah,
sick of
the
those
dogs
fucking
and
birds,
cats.
dude. They were fucking.
Yeah.
I was coming off my
I'm
fucking
not
acid
hating on
trip at fucking
cats.
5
Like,
a.m. Those
my-
bitches
my-
started fucking squawking. Fuck that shit. Like they're
Birds aren't
mocking
real.
me. I hate that
Birds
crap.
But
aren't
they
real.
tasted good too. They also tasted good, so that was the problem. Like the Portuguese settlers would just like kill them and eat them.
Chicken
Yeah.
is always synthetic meat, so you should
Well,
just
they're-
eat the bugs.
Anything that eats meat is like not good to eat. Like,
Makes
That's
sense.
very
gross,
kosher of
good.
you.
Or bottom
No,
feeders like
fuck, shut
mussels,
up.
It's
shellfish,
true. It's
shellfish.
kosher.
Well,
Speaking of islands,
what animal?
though,
What
you guys ever
fucking
heard about
animals?
like missing islands and shit?
That's not
Sure.
kosher, fucker.
It's kosher. You're not
We
supposed
don't-
to eat
No,
we
I'm just
carnivores.
kidding.
don't-
I'm just kidding.
We
It-
don't
pickles
eat
kosher?
animals that eat meat. That's like nobody's
You
eating a
don't.
lion. Nobody
I
like,
eat
kills a lion and
freshwater
eats it.
eel.
Apex predator is a bioaccumulator for heavy metals. Yeah.
Freshwater eel are carnivores. They're delicious.
I did
Pigs are
watch.
Do you see
omnivores.
what pigs eat? Have you seen that one?
They're
like,
not kosher
viral
either,
Yeah, they
video
don't
where
eat
it's just
they
like
don't
a
eat
bunch
meat
of like
unless
Kosher
you know,
straight.
Kellogg's
In the
Frosted
mafia.
What else is
Flakes
kosher?
and, like,
Do you think?
Everything's
Does
kosher.
it has a cloven hoof and cheweth the cud?
Oh, that sounds like what Satan doesn't chew with cud, right?
Sounds like my
You
ex-girlfriend.
got cloven
dude.
hoof.
Just described my ex-girlfriend. Cloven hoof and eats the moof.
He's
What a cunt, dude. I hate that bitch.
it's the muff.
Fucking cunt, dude.
No, I think my ex, that actually might have happened with my Ukrainian ex. I don't know. I'm not sure.
So
The evidence. is
She ate her.
pointing
She
towards
ate her
that.
pet cat. I believe that.
should we do the
Yeah,
Chris
no,
Chan update?
times are
Is it
hard.
Chris Chan
Or
update
Lada.
time?
Bro,
Yeah.
I want to hear
Christian,
about Christian.
Christian.
Chris Chan
What's
update.
going
See if I can
on?
do it with my voice.
Ukraine.
What's going on in recent Christery?
Chris Chan has been released from the mental institution and he's back in
No!
jail. He's back in jail awaiting trial yet again.
Did they do that just because they needed to put him into trial, or did he
The
did he get kicked out of the?
He got
out of the
yeeted.
crazy-
Did he get yeeted?
Got
Spec- He got
Speculation says that reality hit home for Chris, and this is all speculation. Once again, reality hit home for him that he was not going to be able to get away with all this shit, and he had a meltdown. At which point they sent him to the mental institution.
Wait, I don't even know
Jesus
what Chris
Christ.
did. I'm sort of out of the loop. I'm a guest speaker.
Oh.
I don't even know him,
just-
but I've seen posts.
Yeah,
about him,
he
but
just
I
fucked his
don't
mom
know
or
anything.
whatever. But
That's how fucked
Yeah,
America
that's not a
is.
Deal, man.
That's how
Yeah.
fucked America is. You can be a psycho retard and fuck your mother, and then
fuck
once
your
you're
mother,
getting
Greasy.
bullied- Once you're getting bullied, then they're like, "Oh, okay, we'll send him to the
No,
hospital
I
now."
think you're misunderstanding
Come on,
this. To
easy,
be totally honest, dude, the hospital isn't like, oh, it's okay, baby. The hospital's like, stop it, stop.
Get this retard out of
Get
here.
you on some hard
That's what you
drugs and
need.
like beat the sense
You
in
need to
you,
put him on
dude.
medication. What do you think? You think if they put him on medication, could he be a functional human being?
No,
It's too late. It's too late. He could have been
What's his
dude.
name?
He could have
Chris
been a
brain
functional.
is too
Dude,
developed.
he could have been a functional
Medication
human
is nuts.
being without drugs. At one point in his life, he could have been a functional human being without drugs. So I believe at this
Now.
point that fucking yes, he could have been a bagger at a grocery store. You don't think he could have fucking done that when you go watch
Yes.
go watch
Yes.
the videos of him when he was in high school and tell me this kid couldn't have been a bagger at a grocery store.
Dude, based
Because
on
I'll
my
say this,
experience
he was
in the
able to
workforce-
speak. He was able to talk like a fucking human being because he was being socialized. It's all this
Yeah,
time that he's been
yeah.
isolated by the internet that's caused him to be so fucked up.
Yeah, the internet
Facts,
makes you
facts.
That's good
autistic.
because then robot computer gangster god can take over more.
The internet makes you autistic. Like further makes you autistic.
It
Like,
just drives you
everybody's
into
got-
niches.
got it.
And as you realize, as you come of age and realize you have no social groups, you find your way into the, like, so all this shit that you liked when you were a kid, your fucking Pokemon, your fucking Sonic the Hedgehog, whatever the fuck, you realize you have no social circle. That becomes your social circle. Not only with that, you have to sexualize all that shit now because you got your dick's getting hard or whatever. It's just true. And then the cycle
Didn't
just
know
goes
about that.
on and on until you're just in the deepest fucking abyss.
Well, this is
The
my.
meta philosophy of Sonic inflation porn.
Yeah.
I have a point to make about this actually, based on the internet. So there's a lot of like minority people. Just take high school for instance. Like we all had those weird people who were weird as fuck in high school, right? Like like the guy or the girl who are like smart, but they're like weird. And then they're kind of like disenfranchised and like put in a corner and like they don't really get to socialize and they're kind of weird. But then you introduce the internet, then these people all conglomerate into one
Yeah.
area, and then they
Echo
have
chamber,
a voice,
hog
and now we're all forced to like bend to the will of them because of the government. I guess I don't know. You get what I'm saying though? Like
No.
originally,
N-word.
these people would not have a voice because they would have been like one in every like 10,000 kids going to high school or whatever.
They have a voice now?
Yeah, they
Unfortunately.
do. Of course they do. Autistic people have a
Yeah.
voice because of the internet, and
Hmm.
it backfired, man.
I didn't even know that was going on, really.
hard.
I mean, that's just on purpose, dude. You guys ever heard like the biological Leninism theory or anybody talk about that?
No, I've never heard
No.
about it.
So
Explain.
it's basically normal like what Marxism did. You take the dregs of society, like we were talking about, the high school losers, the weirdos and shit, and then you give them like social status based on based on these weird things that they're
fucking
that they're
like
pushing out, you know what I
problems with them.
Well,
they're
not only do
given
they have
status
social
based on how many
status, but they are
problems
like
they have.
empowered. They're empowered because they are now like a group of like 10,000 people in like a 400 million society. But that weighs heavily with if they're allowed to kind of group together. That's what I'm saying. Like back in the day, it would have been like put that autistic
Stars
person
right,
in a
though.
corner, but now you put that
Mhm.
autistic in a corner and they have a voice with other 10,000 autistic weird people.
We're literally just talking about trannies right now. I don't know if that came across.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like-
100%. I
I
agree.
want to make that
They're-
clear.
But
they're
identity
amplified on Twitter.
politician people.
I mean,
people
trannies
involved in
call
identity-
whatever.
Identity politics do the same thing.
Yeah, identity politics is what it is 100%.
I
Like,
mean, yeah.
Now they
It's
got
sad.
these people gung ho. They're supporting the establishment's agenda because they've been given social
Yeah.
status. On
well,
Twitter
and the
whatnot.
establishment that helped them is not actually in their own favor. It's just they
Well,
become
porn-
a tool against normal society people. Like,
Porn
oh,
was
you
used to brainwash,
disenfranchise
so
and
we
you
should
attacked.
ban
Yeah,
it.
These people are tied to the agenda at this point. So they'll go out and they'll signal for everything that has to do with the agenda.
Oh yeah,
And
because
they can
it
use them.
gave them
Red or
a
blue.
voice. They become
Maybe purple.
you give the autistic a voice, and then they'll be like, "Oh yes, yes, yes," and then anything that comes after that is hell yeah, let's go, because it gave them that voice.
Right.
So
So they're the little soldiers for this
Yes.
cultural
Take me,
Marxist
daddy.
crusade that they're doing.
right.
So
This,
Scar in the
cultural
chat,
revolution.
Scar in the chat says, "I think Chris Chan is just too lazy and egotistical. That's why he never had a social life." But I think he was molded into that. He was allowed to be that by his
He
parents.
He
I
didn't
think-
try to have a social life. I'm sorry, the guy had a sign sitting outside with a sign.
But I do
Years ago.
believe, I
The guy
believe
tried
that
The guy
if
tried,
if
I
he
will
simply
say.
did not
Right.
have an internet connection, like post high school, then
Right.
like he would have gotten a job and probably found some modicum of a social life that he could have lived
Are you
with.
blaming technology for that man's problems? Because I think the
I'm
real
blaming
problem might
society.
be.
Yeah, I'm
his,
blaming
you know,
society.
Yeah.
He might not be all there.
His
He
parents.
might-
Dude, I've seen
He
plenty
might
of.
not be
I
all
have
there.
seen people who
What
are
the fuck?
way more retarded who are capable
An
of holding down
understatement.
fucking jobs, dude. Way more retarded.
I didn't say anything
He's
about
very
people's
capable of
capacity.
holding a job, dude. He could be. I know. I mean, based on my interactions when I deal with paying bills and everything, like Christian could have a job.
Well, people,
Yes.
people. This is why I get so angry sometimes at people fucking close to me. It's like people get jobs, like not because I'm cucking to the systems, because I need a fucking I need a life. If you have a job, you immediately get like an opportunity at a social life. It comes with a job.
Right.
It doesn't guarantee anything, but like these are that's like you don't get a job just to pay the bills. Like I don't know, man. It's just
dude,
like there's
trust me,
there's
having a
simple steps.
vocation
There's simple
is-
fucking
it
steps
gives-
here.
It gives
We-
you purpose, right?
For me,
Ideally, not necessarily, but you will get camaraderie,
could.
and camaraderie is a
You
fucking
could.
huge deal.
It's part of the
Yes,
social.
the purpose.
It's part of the socialization thing.
Yeah.
You need.
For me-
you need to have that.
I mean, dude. Okay, so at my job, specific example, we hired a guy named Rain. His name was Rain, and we called him Rain Man behind his back. He was literally like too dumb to like. You tell him to go like tighten a screw down, and he'd be like, "What?" Like,
What?
and this guy got a job making $18 an hour. Like, and he worked there. He worked with us for 5 months. He was retarded, pretty much. He was a cool kid, nice kid, but goddamn, he was dumb. And maybe if we weren't in the situation of my job that we are in right now, we would have kept him on, and he could have flourished. I didn't have time to. I would have helped him nourish, but like help him grow. But he was just like. He didn't know his numbers and letters. We would have him like mark shit. Like we'd mark it down and he had to engrave the thing with it. And he could not reproduce like the writing we put on the window because he would have to engrave it. Right. So we'd send it back and mark. But like he had a fucking job, dude, at $18 an hour. Like that's
Nice.
how I mean, he was a nice kid, whatever. He was just retarded pretty much. But it's just crazy. I mean, he could have done it. He could have done it well if he would have like just not been.
Oh, go.
Did he cut out?
Got cut out. Whoa, something cut out.
Me.
Anyway, I think really, if you look at the problem with Christian, it's like his parents really failed him miserably.
Yeah.
Weren't they supposed to put him? Bob was supposed to put him in like a special needs school, and he was like, nope, not my son. My son's not gonna go to no retard school.
I don't
And
think
put him in-
it's reasonable to blame one factor, and I don't think the parents are to blame because I've watched videos of the way the man acts towards his parents, and it's embarrassing. It's shameful, and I don't think he learned that from them because they look like they might know different.
I don't know. It was shameful when he tried to go on that date that one time, and Bob was like hitting it off with his date more than him. That was pretty funny.
I want to see that.
Oh, you didn't see that? We have the audio of it.
Mm.
Yeah, I was talking about Bob chaperoned Chris on a date, and he was
Oh,
hitting it off
God.
with his date more than
Yeah,
more than
he's
Chris
doing
was-
all the
Chris was
talking.
standing there.
So funny.
Yeah,
She's like asking about his like career and shit. Oh,
this isn't
so
gonna
fucking
crush my
funny.
soul, right?
Well,
Maybe a little bit. I don't know. It's really
dude,
long, the whole thing.
with Chris Chan, it's all like a series of ups and downs, dude. It's a roller coaster. and
Yeah.
that's why it's so
Yeah.
enjoyable.
Yeah.
There are times in Chris Chan where I see myself in him, and like I can't help but
Right.
feel for him. All right, so let's jeez, this is a long one.
That's pretty good. No, that's all
Pretty
right.
good. Let's read this shit. Genify me, Kenneth, and to you, all of my followers as well. This letter may be uploaded online. Thank you, Chris. Firstly, I am quite safe and well, and I am humbled and appreciative of thy concerns of my and my body's safety and health. For the time, I am not stating any further details of where and how I was in the past 2 months, nor the details of my case, for even the legal system is most strict on keeping the details private and offline as well. As you know, regardless of the foreknown outcome, is that there was absolutely nothing beyond soul bonding that happened. The leak from last July was false, and a good number of ye all shouldn't have known better in good faith that I, instead of succumbing to the demons and devils, temptations of rumors and drama, and thus failing that divine test. So he's saying that a lot of people interpreted soul bonding as fucking between him and Barbara, his mother.
Oh,
Yeah.
Um,
you know who interpreted it as fucking was the police.
Virginia
who
legal
probably
system.
did- yeah, the Virginia legal system who did probably a rape test on his mom and put him in jail for that reason.
Yeah, it's entirely possible. So now,
Dude,
but the
that
thing is, he was very open about this shit, like prior in like previous letters, being like, "Yes, I soul bonded with Barbara, and it was well and good."
What?
yeah. He thinks he's on vacation. He thinks he's like visiting a jail, but
So-
he's there forever.
He was very open about that previously, and now he's like walking it back. He's pulling it back. If you
I think
believe
prison
that,
is the best thing for.
who's got audio playing? Everyone's got that shit playing. Make that shit stop. So fucking yeah, he's like soul bonding has nothing to do with penises or vaginas.
Okay.
All right. So
Like I said, dude, I think it's the best thing for a Christian is to be in a structured jail.
So
I
if
mean,
you
not-
believed that Christian fucked his mom, you succumbed to the demons and devil's temptations. I'm sorry about that. There is no retcon. That is the truth. Ultimate. Ye all, those who are not left behind, shall have to wait until the next public release of the book with my goddess log pages in it months from now in order to find out the details and further authentic enlightenment for thyselves. He's in this thing where he's saying like ye and thy and all that shit, trying to replicate the King James Bible.
He's King
He's
James.
been reading the
King
Bible too much,
James.
bro.
How about this? I masturbated to the thought of Christian and his motherfucking.
Oh.
Ew.
Especially with the fact, let me get my shit together here. Especially with the fact present of the shifts and events that have been happening right in front of and around ye. All that make the collective shift from 1218's Earth to C197's Earth. My second coming not far from now, and judgment day upon the toxic ones and left behinds. More clear and obvious too, and with ye. So you are the toxic ones and left
What the
behinds. I just
fuck?
want to let you
Yes, sir. The rapture's come.
Wait, is Christian like very
Jesus,
well versed
yes.
in the Bible?
No, no.
Okay, I was just
Sorry,
making
all
sure.
right,
Yeah,
here's
I
the
know
okay.
that. Yeah.
Speaking-
Chris
I
Chan
was
is the type of nibba who got everything he knew about the world from Family Guy. So when he's put in jail and he has very limited resources, what's the one thing like do you think they gave him? Like, what's the one piece of like media they gave him?
fucking comic book. I don't know.
Simpsons.
A Bible. This is the best you get is a Bible. So henceforth, all his entire worldview, instead of being shaped by Family Guy, is now shaped by the Bible. Except
We're in for
he
trouble.
doesn't understand any of it. He's just using all of the superficial aspects of it.
We're in for
I'm gonna
trouble.
send
next-
Matt. I'm gonna send Matt a Bible.
Making a fanfic out of
He
it.
needs a Bible.
He's gonna get way too enthusiastic about it and wind up on some kind of
30
fucking
years
hate
from now,
list.
this could be a problem.
Sonichu Jesus crossover.
I also mentioned the number of where is that where I am? I also mentioned the number of months when Sonichu and I were body swapped, and the months from March, April to October 2020, when I in Sonichu's body was within a nanosecond frozen subdimension to further develop and harness my own powers and abilities, while also doing so for my own son's body and mind. For my son's Sonichu?
Yeah, who's his son?
Sonichu.
Well, you see, the
Go-
Sonichu's within the particles of Christian's
Go
body.
no, the first
emanate
issue
through his
the-
spermatozoa.
See, you're
into
thinking
the
way too
future.
hard, dude. The first issue of Sonichu, the cover of it has Chris on it, is saying, "Go out, Sonichu, zap to the extreme," and Sonichu says,
In future.
Yes, Father, I will.
Mhm.
Father.
He's always been Sonichu's dad.
Yeah, he's Sonichu's dad. That's the lore. That really is the lore. It's
I
not
mean,
even a
I
joke.
get
That
it.
makes perfect sense because then
I'll
the
go to
Sonichu
jail.
comes out with his spermatozoa.
Go to jail if my cum can just run free in the real world.
These jail months have been that very same training regime for my own god body right here. So, this time away from ye all in greater revelations was meant to be, and as it was then, I shall return to lead ye all, not long from now. Here is a massive ultimate truth for ye. Why even I, when I was Jesus Christ in Jerusalem, could not foreknow specifically and exactly the hour and day of my resurrection, then, and more presently my second coming, is because even Emmanuel, then and now, no God or Goddeth or anyone foreknew my resurrection, then, and more presently my second coming, is because I'm reading the same line over. It's hard to tell, dude. Specifically when period, but only the specific shifts and events that lead up to that event. Hence why we wait for the confirmations of those specific shifts and events and exact details of the divine plan to. This is the longest sentence I've ever read in my entire life. I just wrote that right
I'm
now.
having trouble
Yeah, you're
suppressing.
struggling.
I want to know what the fuck he's on.
If
Like,
Yakov's
what kind of
struggling with
drugs are they
the
giving
sentence.
him?
So there is no population. Okay. And
Dude,
universe. No population
Back
in.
before the internet, Christian might have been like a deity or of kind if he would have was able. I'm just saying, dude.
You're looking backwards. I'm busy looking at the future, brother. Don't sell him short.
He's gonna become a deity.
So there is
he
no
is.
population and universe-shattering paradox in
I
our
worship her. My
not in
bad.
our very timeline that would undo, kill, and destroy everything if left unchecked. And if anyone else on Earth or any planet or point in the universe in this timeline foreknew the divine plan's intricate details and specific events that need to happen, there is a chance one or more would want to counter and prevent the event themselves. What the fuck am I
Did he forget
reading,
that like
dude?
a 12-year-old got him to shove a medallion up his ass?
That's true. That did happen.
Did he forget that?
Ugh.
Probably not.
Like I wouldn't forget that.
In doing that, they would not only ultimately paradoxically fail, period, but their misintentioned deed would potentially throw the divine plan askew, and we would have a most difficult time, and possibly lack of sufficient time, to amend the plan and keep all safe and well. This is also why we continue to encourage all of you to have faith in us gods and goddesses, our divine powers and abilities, to prevent the total loss of not only of our universe, but our timeline as well. As well as having faith in letting all the needs to happen and fall into place for your health, safety, and benefit shall be safe once again.
He's
Fuck,
so
I'm just
meta,
skipping lines. Who the
dude.
fuck knows?
He's very meta.
Back to
So the
present
troll-
events.
It's
The trolls
abstract
are-
like German idealism.
The trolls are the Antichrist now.
Back to present events. I direct I direct thy attention. He wrote your, crossed it out, and wrote thy.
Like,
Jesus Christ, dude.
It's the way to go.
That's fantastic. I direct thy attention to World War III, March to May, presently, being cold months. Does the expression "a cold day in hell" resonate to you from that fact?
Not really.
COVID bringing forth healthier individuals while dispelling the left behinds and shifting some as well. COVID-19 was a divine test of thy faith, fortitude, and endurance, and self-motivation. Regardless of the fact Thokness had cursed the country with it, also other facets I've previously mentioned included suddenly becoming ritualistic and random animals suddenly appearing in random places. Alright, I want to know, no, he's attributing COVID-19 specifically to Jacob Sockness, who is
And spooky
an
spider
autistic
apocalypse.
autistic occultist, a gay autistic occultist from San Francisco.
That's fucking
Us.
amazing.
okay.
Now, I want to
That's how
note
the
that
world works.
I personally interviewed Jacob Sockness, and it was on a day where I didn't expect to do so. I was given his phone number, and one day I got out of the shower, and I'm like, maybe I'll call Jacob Sockness. It was a totally random thing. I just sat down and fucking did it, not expecting him to answer, and he did answer. So if you look up Jacob Sockness on my YouTube page, yeah, the interview is there. It's fucking very interesting.
What?
That's crazy.
Somebody grab the link, put it in the chat.
That's fucking amazing, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep, it was very cool. Where
Doing
was
God, doing God's
You
that
were telling
work.
us you were telling us about how gay occultism is
Yes.
the way the rule is world.
As Caden had relayed for me, I had foreknown World War III was why My Little Pony Generation 5 being manifested in 2020 to 2025 was premature. And My Little Pony Friendship is Magic and Equestria Girls Generation 4 was needed to continue to Season 14, and no less. My and my Night Star of Sonichu's intervention and aid to Hasbro to resume MLPG4 is still impertinent and ultimately beneficial for everyone. As I've stated in writing personally before, my help and input remains on the table in greatest light power. Humans of Hasbro. Hasbro humans,
God,
dude. That's what we should call Redditors. Hasbro humans.
Hasbro
That's
humans.
super funny,
Hasbro.
actually. The humans of Hasbro.
Hasbro humans.
As for your money-greedy employees and executive sake, I divinely urge ye to take us up on that period. I'm serious as I appear authentically in more recent photos, and then some. So he's literally fucking, like, making terroristic threats to fucking toy companies now. That's
Yeah,
not
but
new,
he's
actually. He's done
probably
that
will
before.
fulfilled.
He did that when Sonic's arms
He's
were the wrong
literally
color.
done that.
He did that
Right.
before. This isn't new. Should ye all
What
wish
was
for
his name?
further? Who? Jacob Sockness?
The guy you were talking about.
Jacob, sock,
His name
like
is
the one on your foot.
Oh,
Ness, like the Loch Ness Monster.
Sockness.
Gotcha.
Should ye all wish for further confirmations and premonition input to confirm these truths and facts, consult with an authentic, highly enlightened, powerful psychic, including Helena and Pikachu, Spunky the Hyena Doom, and Marley the Medium, and your most local authentic psychic. Now for a most truthful and revealing topic that actually shall confirm a number of details from amongst thy thoughts and bunch of numbers fanfictions that I may share now. The history facts about Barbara Ann Weston Chandler, or some of anyway. Had any of ye actually helped and talked with her in person before today, you would have gotten the aura resonant confirmations and similar or other truths. And do not troll or bother Joseph Cole Smithy or Barbara for more details or anything. I tell you y'all truest fact, as sure as when Barbara at age 2 years left at her silver paint coated dad after he survived falling off the roof of their house while painting it. As sure as when their cow was kicked by a donkey, literally. Was killed by a donkey, literally. The Sunday homemade meals with chicken, mashed potatoes, corn, bread, and butter, and green beans. Stanley Weston finding their daddy dead on his horse-pulled wagon not far from the convenience store in Red Oak, Virginia. So now Chris is reminiscing on his mother's life. I guess just recounting stories that she has told him along the way. Which is almost wholesome, except he fucked his mom.
Well, we are on Yakko Bars being grill.
That's true.
Wow.
That's actually true. So, Barbara had been born and grew up as a child, 5 out of 8, to the Weston family in Red Oak, Virginia, on October 1st, 1941. Her life was a redneck, simple country one. She had mastered sewing, mending, making clothes, and other farm life facets and church-going habits. To note, there are similarities and polar differences between her past and mine, respectively, as I shall write note to ye all. In her schooling years, especially at high school, Barbara was a very high intellectual.
How to post it.
Yet she was a cheerleader for a time. You posted the link to the Jacob Sockness interview?
Yeah.
Hit that shit, people. Barbara had 2 boyfriends in high school, one of which was Tom Ashby, which had gone fairly well. But Barbara had planned to leave for college, so ultimately she broke up the relationship, and Harriet Weston took Tom for her own. Now during high school and prior, Barbara's sisters had spread rumors of her, calling her a slut. But Barbara never had sexual intercourse. This is weird. Like, the very fact that Chris knows this is like too goddamn much. It's just too far.
Yeah. Yeah, it's already setting up a weird psychic driver that 2 things he just mentions and him mentioning it is like he's got some kind of psychic driver already implanted.
So, as you can hear, my voice is quickly leaving me. I'm going to try to get through this. She never ever masturbated. Will we ever get through this? It simply never dawned upon her to do so, and it was not against her religion either. Comparison. She dated, yet I was naive on the subject of dating and healthy relationships, and I masturbated during our respective high school years. And I was too focused on education to ever seek relationship or sex, not counting the friendships in that. Her adult, oh my god, my fucking voice is killing me. Over her adult years, Barbara had attended and graduated from college. Before
Do
meeting
another whippet.
before Mr. C, Robert Chew. He refers to his father as Robert Chew now because after he died, he became a Sonichu. Barbara had seven.
Is Sonichu gonna be like his cherubium angels?
Well,
and
we
his,
all become
children?
Sonichus when we die. It's just a fact of life. I can't.
That's understandably correct because the sonotubes are the things that exist between the microscopic particles of your body that go out through your wiener hole into Barbara.
Thought that was a Peroni syndrome.
Barbara had seven
I don't know what it is,
ex-boyfriends,
man.
counting
I
the
don't
two
know
in
what
high
it is.
school.
Sonichu.
In between numbers 3 and 7, and Mr. C as well, and they were all rather selfish types, and in their testosterone-occupied selves, they each had never really cared for a pleasure when it came to the sex. Now, everybody knows that Robert Chew, Mr. Chandler, Chris's dad, never pleasured Barbara in the proper way. He never fucking hit that G-spot. That's common knowledge, I realize.
Apparently so.
So, you think Chris was hitting that shit? You think he was tapping that?
I don't want to speculate.
You don't think he was making fucking Barbara, like, clench her toes and shit? Alright, whatever, dude.
Imagine like how the friggin' house smells.
Greasy's over here. Greasy's over here fucking telling me to do whippets, but not filling dead air. Like, what good is doing whippets if nobody's gonna fill dead air? How many do I have left? I don't have many left. I have 2 left.
Jesus.
All right. So
Those
where's
are
You're gonna
50
feel
back.
like shit
You know,
tomorrow.
I would try and pick up the slack,
great.
but I'm not gonna because I gotta go
Thanks.
take a piss. I'll be back.
Alright, let's get on
Not
with this
gonna.
shit. Not gonna. Alright, so Jerry and Mr. C aside, they were love 'em and leave 'em types. Jack Smithy was number 5, and the damn trucker loved Barbara and left her with Cole. That's his half-brother, Cole Smithy. Also to note, after 5 epic failed relationships on her part, after finding Mr. C, Barbara, in her own words, married him because he owned a house. And yet theirs, while under their care, was a ship that lasted with some genuine love. What the fuck is he talking about, dude? Comparison. Barbara had... Oh, dude. I wish Kay was here so I could make him read. Comparison. Barbara had selfish exes with actual in-person relationships and a few weddings. I hardly had anything beyond friendship on authentic, and the relationships that I had that went anywhere prior to these distant online and fake. So Chris is like very jealous of his mom, which is like a weird thing to feel.
It is
I can't
weird,
imagine
yeah.
that. Saying, I guess it's because he's trans now. So like, he's a girl, his mom's a girl. They should have like equal experiences. That's equity, folks. I've defined generational trauma. Noun. A trauma one experiences from the past experiences and or resonance. Vibrations from the biological parents or legal guardians that can either be beneficial or sabotaging depending on the parents. So now he's like blaming his mom that he didn't have a GF.
That's weird.
Now with...
I mean,
Go on.
the friggin' thing is, you know, with the whole thing is, kind of wonder if, you know, on some level, he knows she's responsible for the way he turned out. So I wonder if there's some malice there.
Well, let's go.
I
Huh?
don't think he would. I don't think he would.
Speak up.
I don't think he would think that deep.
Well,
Because,
And maybe
that
he
would-
doesn't know he thinks that, but maybe it's yeah.
here's
that would imply that he would like do some like soul searching onto himself, but like he's not willing to admit.
I think
his
he's
downfall.
selfish enough to want to compare himself
Yeah.
to his mother. I don't think he would have openly said that until now, when he's looking for any way out of the predicament he's in. That's kind of what I see happening. So we can go on with this. Maybe it'll become clearer. Now, with one may hear from Joseph Cole Smithy's testimony of Barbara as a mother. He had seen and experienced emotional manipulation, some lack of better care, And he even called her a pathological liar when it came to asking about Jack Smithy, his supposed father, and other details from his perspective. No sugarcoating and blunt here from me. On my years, Barbara was caring but remained some distant emotionally and mentally. She had emotionally manipulated me at times when I told her of my intentions of going to a convention in another state. She did threaten suicide on herself. She also had so that was a recurring thing, it seems, is that Barb, when Chris would do something, sometimes like good things, and not necessarily good things, but like things that would definitely take him out of his shell and make him like, deal with the world, she would fucking say she was going to kill herself.
Uh-oh.
She would be very
Yeah.
jealous that he'd be spending time with other people or anything like that.
Oh, what?
Like,
So she was
the
fucked up.
Worst type of code.
She also had raised her voice to me in upset and anger, especially when it came to money. After the paid sex with the kind Cherokee woman in April 2012, in May, I told Barbara about it, and Barbara literally propositioned me for sex by telling me I would have had sex with you myself, Christian. And in one aspect of her unconsciousness, Barbara had considered me being a replacement for Mr. C after September 6, 2011, when his dad died.
That's not good.
So
None of this is good.
It sounds like Chris trying to throw Barb under the bus, but at the same
So very
time,
bad.
I believe this.
I believe it too.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
This is new lore, isn't it? Like, this is new stuff. I don't think we heard that before.
Yeah, this is brand
bad
new.
stuff. Not good.
Brand new. So yeah, Barbara, in a way, did become an
I agree
emotional
with
burden
you.
on
I believe that shit.
Yeah, it's possible he might be exaggerating slightly, but it makes sense.
Maybe he knows.
In a horrible way.
Yet,
Yet, in despite of the situation, I have personally written to Heilberg the story of Barbara in these and similar words. In truth, nobody had interrogated her because of her age. The legal system. Am I right? That's inappropriate. For now, until my safe return for all of ye, in light... He wrote you again and crossed it out and wrote ye. Until my safe return to all of ye, in light powers divine, I remind thee of one of the new commandments, and introduce ye all to a couple more of them as inscribed on, is that a date? October 14th, 2021. Commandment number 15. Thou shalt not comment online or offline in hatred, spite, falseness, or without any words of criticism that are intentionally, genuinely meant to be supportive for actual improvements. Yeah, fucking shitposting is now against the commandments of God.
That's right.
14. Thou shalt not hate thy neighbor on others that share any similarities in race, ethnicity, interests, or whatever else with thee, and thou shalt not hate thyself for any of these traits or interests either. Okay, that's weird. Shall not hate thy neighbor on others that share any similarities in race, ethnicity, interests. Is he going full, like, ethno-state here?
Is he's
I
turning
think he
into...
probably misworded that. I think he probably meant to say shouldn't hate based on differences in
Maybe.
ethnicity.
I wouldn't guess. I'm not gonna.
Commandment number 21. Thou need not feel pressured or obligated to pursue sexual relations, and among all who pressure and talk continuously about sex, please do not speak on and on. And thou need not feel obligated to listen if thou feel uneasy around those when they speak of which. For sexual relations are better when thou and thy partners actually feel appreciative and open, and not pressured by others beforehand. And lastly, to Engelhard, who is the person who this letter is written to, and anyone else with the same or similar ideas. Now is not the time to make any locale wiki pages on anyone who does not already have such on them, including celebrities and politicians. For at these immediate times, the collective shift in greater events... The greater events on and happening, and ye need to be observant and enlightening for thyselves, as well as recognizing and dispelling any and all remaining dark, demonic, and devilish influences from deepest within thyselves and thy unconsciousness. For now, my individuals and followers alike, I fare well, work diligently through and hard for ye all, and be safe and well. Mrs. Jesus, Christine Weston Chandler, Sonichu 3 God, the goddess Blue Heart of the Commodore console, guardian of the Sonichu and Rose 2 species of Pokemon, thy one avatar, Lord Messiah Savior, and God of all.
May I say that I'm speechless, and second of all, usually I can understand a person by sort of putting myself in their position. This man is hard to. Even if I had a picture of him and I was watching him say this, it'd be difficult to quite get
I feel
in.
like you and Christian Western Chandler have more in common than you. We
Good
like
lord.
to
I could
get-
see that.
No, I don't. I'm not
Just
going to
kidding.
deny that. I'm not going to deny that. But what I am going to say is that I find it hard to understand this person and how they think. It's too fucking crazy.
See, and that's the weird thing is that I feel
Yeah,
like I
they're
understand it
retarded.
perfectly.
They're retarded. There is no logic.
You understand it.
I think there is some, and I see some of it, but at the same time, it's just too much. It's just too much. It's too far. It's too
Just
crazy.
relax and enjoy the autism. That's what
That's
I
what
do.
I'm doing. Yeah.
What were you
Yeah.
gonna say about how you understand it?
I've been
Yak?
awake
It's
for
probably
3 days
like
almost, and I'm on my I don't know how many.
Well,
of
I've
stimulants.
just watched Chris Chan for so
Somebody that
long. I
understands
feel like I
it.
know exactly where he's coming from. Like I understand the progression from like Family Guy to this. I get it now.
somebody who gets their
So,
entire
so in
reality
the Chris
from
Chan
cartoons and
arc,
shit.
though, in his arc, who is Lois?
Who is the lowest?
His
Who is
mom.
the lowest?
Yeah,
character?
Barb. It's definitely Barb.
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 Yeah, Barb's
Uh-oh.
Barb.
So who is he then, Chris?
He's Chris. Yeah, he's a fucking fat autistic son.
That works.
Okay, very good. Oh my!
Fat, and then his dad
good.
died because he was obese. It's like late game Family Guy is what we're watching right now.
Hey Lois, I'm on the joking Reddit again.
Not good.
All right.
Not good.
Let's fucking wind down this goddamn stream. I think yakobees.com works again. Patreon.com/yakovalive. You want to come hang out fucking in the Discord.
Come, you want to come?
Who is Stewie? I think Stewie is Sonic.
You want to come? Sorry.
Yeah. Go to yakobees.com, hit that merch tab, and buy shit also. Who else wants to
Buy
show
shit! Do it!
We need
You want to
t-shirts on your
come?
body. The t-shirt looks good. You take it off, it looks.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you put the t-shirt on, you look great. You take it off, you
You
look like
want to
shit.
fucking
That's how they work.
drip, dude? You want to look drippy, dude?
All right.
Your OG shit's
Any-
the best, always.
Anybody want to shill something? Who here needs to shill something?
Dude, you
No
should
way.
watch the
Amber
Amber Heard Johnny Depp shot. Watch
Oh,
it.
it's good. It's good.
Watch
Alright.
the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial.
I'm
dude.
getting the
Upon
fuck
Herb
off
on
here.
Twitter.
That's my show.
It's funny.
Flame Upon Herb on Twitter. Hit that shit up. Shaktipat Seer
Subscribe to my
too.
YouTube channel. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Hit that shit, dude. K98.
Yeah, hit him, Shakti.
I'll catch y'all next week, motherfuckers. Whoop whoop. See you at the gathering.
Wait, I wanna.
All right, we're leaving.
I want to go to the gathering.
Wait, I wanna.